YouTube? It's your girl DeeDee. Welcome back, you guys. Happy Friday. I hope y'all are doing well. Thank y'all so much for being here once again. So we back in the building. As you come into the building per usual, make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Can y'all hear me first? One in the chat if y'all can hear me first. One in the chat if y'all can hear me perfectly fine. But as you come into the building, if you can hear me, make sure you thumbs up the live stream as you come into the building. Good. Y'all can hear me. Good. So what's going on? What's going on, peeps? I hope everything is well with you guys. I hope y'all been doing great. Happy Friday. Hope y'all enjoying your day and everything is going good for y'all. So listen, if you are new to the channel and you've been liking the content and you have not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe. Also share and like the stream and the videos if you can. And don't forget to hit that notification bell to be notified when I upload new videos or go live. All right. So shout out to everybody in the building. I appreciate you guys for being here. Successful MD in the building. What's going on, Successful MD? Is it Kiera Davis? Shout out to you for being here. Robin, Yvette Allen, what's going on? How are you? Lorenzo Redmond, Kevin from Brooklyn. What's going on, Kevin? The King Gene, what's going on? How are you? Who else in the Kennard the DJ? That's how I'm gonna say. I don't know. I hope that's right. I always forget. I'm so oh Kennard. Thank you. What's going on? Thank you. J Dub, what's going on? XYZ. Hustle the Great in the building. Fort Dimension, how are you, Jeffrey? What's going on, Jeffrey Foss? Dante, what's going on, Dante? How are you? Hope all is well. Live IRL. I hope I'm saying that. Thank you so much for being here. Shout out to everybody in the building, everybody watching. Thank y'all so much for being here. So we gonna get into the live stream topic or title. Is it fair to play games with modern women? Is it fair to play games with modern women in this day and age? You know, and that's the question we're gonna pose today. And of course, I have a clip. Did you guys hear about TikTok being banned? What's your thoughts on that? I just wanted to get that out the way because looks like TikTok is gonna be banned on this Sunday, which is the 19th. What's your thoughts on that? On TikTok being banned, do y'all think it's really gonna go through or what? What's y'all thoughts on? They're saying that the ban is going to go into effect on Sunday the 19th. What's y'all thoughts on it? Do y'all think that's a good thing? Are you opposed to it, or do you think they should keep it? What's your thoughts on it? But yeah, just wanted to ask that question. XYZ says he never used TikTok. Yeah, a lot of people don't use TikTok. A lot of older people don't use TikTok, so they're not even worried about it. But there are a lot of people who make money off of it, so they're really like concerned about the ban. But yeah, that's interesting. Politicians have been trying to ban it since late 2023, if I remember correctly. Wow, never used it. Dante said he never used it, so a lot of people never really use it. But the people who use it, they're really concerned about it because a lot of people make money from it. And for a lot of people, it's their income and it's how they take care of themselves. So that's you know that's kind of tricky. And also, you know, we get a lot of content from over there as well. So, you know, that's another thing. That's another aspect to it. But yeah, it's crazy. But is it fair to play games with modern women? I posed that question because of a video that I saw of this woman who's basically talking about a dude that she did not like, but she was finessing him in a sense. And I think it's interesting, but not that interesting at the same time because I already know the nature of a lot of women and how they move. And so it's not a shock to me, but I think for some it might be a shock because, well, especially for men who didn't know that women actually move this way. You know what I'm saying? And so every time I pull something up, it just shows you the deeper nature of a lot of women and how women are and how a lot of them are going to change. It just shows you the reality. And, you know, for men, You can do whatever you will with that information, but it's for the ones who like to say, oh, you know, a woman is going to be in her feminine if you put her in her feminine. I think a lot, unfortunately, I think a lot of women are operating outside of their nature. A lot of women are not trying to be feminine. You know, they're not trying to be. A lot of women want to be aggressive, man like, you know, type of women. They don't want to be feminine women because they don't think that it helps the narrative. They don't think that it gets them anywhere because I think, for one, when you've been raised that way, that's partly why you act the way you act. And on top of that, a lot of women think that if you're nice, or if you're, you know, you're soft spoken, that you a pushover, that, you know, men will take advantage of you and not take you seriously. And I think in some cases that is true, but that's not the overall arching thing. I think a lot of women just were raised to be manly women. I don't think that they were raised to be feminine wives or anything like that. A lot of us were not raised to be wives. And so it shows. It shows in the way you act and the way you talk. And you talk aggressive like your mothers, like your single mothers, because they felt they had to be aggressive. They felt they had to be that way because they had to be independent and they didn't have a man to help them. So they, you know, they felt like they had to do it all by themselves, but not really looking at the fact that they chose to do it all by themselves. You know what I'm saying? Hope I'm making sense, but that's how a lot of women think. They feel like they had to be this way, and that's just the way it is, and a man should just accept it without ever thinking that that is not the way you have to be. Just because you have a job or you have a career or business or whatever, you don't have to be manly and aggressive. But it I think it comes with the territory. I think for a lot of women, they take on that because it's like bitterness. Like, you become bitter because you have to do it all by yourself, or you believe you had to do it all by yourself because you didn't consider a man in that process. All a lot of people consider is sex, hooking up, having a good time. You don't consider family, solid, stable relationships, or anything like that. So you didn't consider that because your mothers didn't tell you to consider that, and you didn't think that it was that important. But you end up in some type of relationship anyway, right? You end up in some type of a relationship, but you don't have the tools to actually know how to maintain or sustain the relationship. And I think that's a lot of us, a lot of us act in that way. We don't, you never been given the tools to be able to sustain a relationship, and you just end up just going from relationship to relationship to relationship, and then you end up by yourself because your options run out. And I think that's basically what we're seeing. And unfortunately, I think for a lot of modern women, they don't want to hear any correction. You know what you've been doing has not been working, but you don't want to hear anything that anybody else is saying, because you think somehow you're going to be able to work through these situations by yourself and figure it out and get everything that you want. And it just doesn't work like that. And I think that's why we're saying, we're seeing a bunch of women crashing out and crying and having a hard time because they're not getting what they want or what they feel they deserve. I don't know how you deserve, the best thing since sliced bread when you haven't put in anything. You haven't put in anything. You haven't went through the fire. They think relationships are supposed to always just be easy. And I think a lot of people think that, you know what I mean? It's a lot of people who think it's supposed to be just a walk in the park, a cakewalk, and it's not. There's disagreements, you go through things, but I think the key to it all is being able to work through the issues. I think that is the key. And if everybody can get past that, their own selfish mentality, you can work through the issues that you're facing, not just walk away so easily. And this is what everybody is doing. And now women feel and believe that they don't have to go through anything. Even though life shows them that you do go through stuff when they get fired from their jobs, or, things happen. Life shows you that life is full of ebbs and flows, ups and downs. You go through stuff. Things get good. Things are good. Things can get bad. But the part that's supposed to strengthen you, and especially as a couple, are the obstacles that you go through. If everything is always easy, where's the test in it all? You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you know if you are loyal? because a lot of these women like to claim, which I'll be pulling up this a video which shows this woman shows that she has no loyalty, but she claiming she's loyal and she's claiming she's these things, but her actions show otherwise. You know what I mean? So if you don't have any loyalty to the thing that you're committed to, or the person you're committed to, how is that going to benefit you? You know what I mean? If you, the minute things don't go your way, you're ready to walk away. That's not conducive to stable, long-term, healthy relationships. And everybody wants a cakewalk. You want to go into a relationship with everything good, meaning the man catering to you, doing everything for you, and that makes you happy. But nobody ever considers the happiness of the man. So, and I think that's where a lot of women fall short, because you really think it's all about you, and it's really not. It should be about the both of you. So I think that's something everybody probably got to work on. You know what I'm saying? We all got to work on those things and get better. You know what I mean? Some are worse than others, and a lot of women, modern women today, don't understand the importance of being loyal and being committed to one person, to where you work it out with them. They would rather go from man to man to man to man, try to figure it out, and you end up with nobody. You see what I'm saying? And that's a recipe for disaster. That's a recipe that will guarantee that you'll be alone at the end of your life. And that is what we're seeing in so many people. Attractive women are out here just coasting. They don't have the answers. And it's not the fact that you can't get a man to date. Yeah, you can date a lot of men. Look at Lori Harvey. She done dated all of them, right? From what we've seen, and she still can't lock one down. She said she was married early on, if I'm not mistaken, and she was too young and she didn't understand herself. Now you're older. Do you understand yourself now? Because there's this idea of this everlasting journey, this Tia Mowry, this everlasting journey of self-exploration, trying to find your graduation and a celebration, and you never really find it. You're just on this constant wheel of trying to find yourself, meaning you don't want to do it alone. You want to do it with somebody, but you can't find the person who's going to cater to your every need and keep you happy 24/7. That is unrealistic. And you would think, as older women, educated women, that they would understand this, but this is where I say you cannot equate education to your degrees. You can't use your degrees as a way to say you're educated in all things, and in particular relationships, because I think a lot of women are uneducated when it comes to relationships and what men are asking for and what they can provide themselves. So it's not a one size fits all, and it's not let's just get degrees so we can level up and now we can expect the most from a man. No, your degree is not your degree, and whatever it's in does not give you this hierarchy when it comes to relationships. You have no more experience than you did before that degree. And this is why a lot of educated women find themselves by themselves, because they don't know how to compromise in a relationship. They don't. And I say this too. I got to say this because there are men who don't know how to do it as well. But the reason I'm focused on women, because women are the ones who complain the most. Women are the ones who leave marriages the most. Women are the ones who walk away from relationships for superficial reasons, and then they're still complaining that they can't find somebody. So this is why the focus is on women, because women are the bigger problem, in my opinion. You have to focus on the bigger problem, and I think that is a lot of women. There are a lot of men with issues too, and hopefully they get help, but we don't see them in droves complaining about it. All I see every day is women complaining. And then when you listen to their stories, you're like, okay, well, where's the accountability? Because baby, you wasn't perfect in any of these situations. You know what I'm saying? So you need to work on yourself too. And to me, I think instead of running out, just going from man to man to man, why not, if you found a good man, why not work through y'all issues together with that man and build something with him, as opposed to thinking that the grass is green on the other side and you just constantly going through the same thing over and over and over. It doesn't make any sense. It really doesn't. XYZ, thank you for the super chat, says, keep up the good work, DeeDee. No games need to be played. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for being here. And I'll explain a little bit more when I play this clip why I posed that question. Successful MD, thank you so much for the super chat. Says, I think most were raised right. They viewed true femininity as being weak. That's true. 20 years later, damaged and a L to reality, it's now time for soft era. Thank you for the super chat, Successful MD. I appreciate you. So somebody posed a question, why do women feel they deserve? It's the nature. Women just think that because they had a hard time taking care of themselves, and they feel like because I had to do it all by myself, now when I get a man, I don't have to do nothing. Like, I need a man to come in. That's what the 50-50 is. The issue is all about having a hard time doing 50-50 because they're like, hell, I took care of myself. I'm paying all my bills. You're supposed to, ma'am. But since they struggle doing it with their kids and all, and the baby daddies didn't help them, so now they think another man should come in and just, do it, pay everything, take care of them, their 3 kids and everything. And that's just unrealistic to me. And so that's what they feel they deserve. And just because you feel you deserve that don't mean that you actually do. You know what I'm saying? So that's the nature of a lot of women. Now, there are some realistic women out here who don't think like that, but guess what? The majority of them are already married. So what's left is what's left, And so I posed this question because it's going to tie directly into this clip that I'm going to play for you guys. I want you to listen to what this lady is saying, because, and then I got a Kendra G video as well, which will tie directly into this, because this is how women think, and they really do believe that they have all these options out here, and they don't, think about really just taking the time and looking at the person that they chose to be with and say, hey, you know what? It's not going to really get much better than this. Let's just figure this thing out, because we have kids, especially the ones who have kids involved. And let's try to figure something out. But a lot of times it's so easy for them to walk away because they think that they have options. They think they have better options, So I'm gonna go ahead and get into this clip. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. But here we go. Let's get into the clip.
I got this little jit that be in my phone, and basically, I guess it was his birthday or something, because he reached out to me and said, "What you doing?" Side note, I want nothing to do with this man, but I'm not gonna hold you. I do be entertaining him. And I know what you're wondering. Then why do you entertain him? Y'all, I be bored. Like, what are we talking about? I be fucking bored. Like, and don't sit there and judge, because half y'all niggas be doing this too. I don't care. Get back to the story. So I text back and I'm like, I'm not doing nothing. What's up? And he's like, well, it's my birthday and I would really like to spend my birthday with you. I don't know why he wanted to spend his birthday with me. He knows I don't want him. I'm like, damn, you don't got no other host to spend your birthday with? But hey, whatever. Keep listening. So I'm like, how we gonna spend your birthday together if we in 2 different states? He responds back and is like, baby, don't even worry about that. I'm gonna put you on a plane right now. I just need to know if you free. Oh yeah, ladies, I forgot to mention, this man got money. So that's another reason why I entertain him, because he low-key kind of fun. But he know I don't want him, y'all. He know I don't want him. So that's not my problem. Damn, just listen to the story. Fuck. So I respond back and I'm like, yeah, that sounds nice.
Now see, this is one of the situations where I blame the man. If you're doing this, I blame you as the man, because she clearly just stated this man knows that she doesn't want him. He knows that she doesn't want him, right? But he's still trying to entertain her, thinking that maybe it's a possibility we could be together. This is where the man is delusional. This is where I blame the man, because you know that she don't want you. She's telling you, but you're still trying to entertain her, because like I said, with women, you give them an inch, they'll take them out. If a woman knows that you like her, she'll keep you in the friend zone, and she's gonna use you because she know you like her. So she's gonna milk the situation for all it's worth. She's gonna get everything that she can get out of it because you're allowing it. And even though you know she don't like you, she's not giving you time. She's not sexually attracted to you, nothing. So she ain't trying to do that. She just got you in the friend zone, and you know she don't like you, but you still trying to do the most to keep her. That's where it's your fault. It's on the man at that point for entertaining her. And this is a clear example of how a lot of women move. Just want to say that, but let's continue.
And all, but I'm supposed to be working tonight, and I'm not gonna hold you. I would rather have money in my pocket than fly out there and spend some time with you and miss out on money. He responded back and is like, well, how much are you supposed to be making tonight? Fellas, if you come in with this type of energy, there's a 90% chance she's gonna say yes. I'm just gonna say that because guess what? Now I'm about to go. The fuck? So boom, instead of me telling him the exact amount I was supposed to make for my shift, cut the number in half and only told him the half amount. Ladies, I know what you're thinking. Damn, hold up. This sun beaming like a motherfucker. 1 second, y'all. I'm gonna have to close my blinds and get my ring light out. Hold on, I'm about to change my setup. Give me 1 second. Honestly, I don't know if this is better or worse. I just wanted y'all to be able to see me. Ladies, the reason why I didn't tell him the full amount was because, one, I didn't need him to cover the full amount, y'all. I'm not no greedy hoe, and I'm not about to sit here and take advantage of this man. I honestly just appreciated the offer that he was looking out for me. Plus, I knew if I did go out there with him, all of my food, transportation, everything was gonna be covered by him. So I'm really not missing out on nothing. Plus, men can always tell when you're just trying to take advantage of them, y'all. And in the long run, they're not gonna want to spend time with you if they feel like they're always just being taken advantage of. Like I said, I like all of my hosts to feel like they're special. Plus, it was his birthday, y'all. Damn, give the man a break. So I texted him the amount, and he decided to triple it, y'all. So I ended up making more than what I was supposed to make at my fucking shift. See, ladies, I told y'all, don't be greedy. A real man always gonna look out and take care of you.
But see, the problem with this is, so she and this is the thing. See, this is what a lot of these women are going to end up regretting, in my opinion. Some of them may slip through the cracks and find them a good man and get married, have a family. Kudos to them. I ain't mad at that. But the majority of them are going to run into issues later on in life because, see, this is where I say, and I hear a lot of people say this, women have, specifically, Anton Daniel said this, and honestly, he said, you have come across a good guy in your younger years that you didn't have time for. You either didn't like him, or you put him in a friend zone, or you just went past him searching for, the gangbanger or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't take that guy seriously. This shows you, this lady is doing all this talking, right? She's talking about all this. This man clearly likes her. He's willing to do all of this for her. Just listen to the story. And she doesn't like him whatsoever. But this is probably a guy that would be a good guy to her. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he's a good guy. She don't like him. So she don't like him. It doesn't matter what he do. This is why I say the money don't matter. Because the guy that she really liked probably ain't got no money, wouldn't even take her nowhere. Probably won't even give her, what y'all call it, I don't know, a 2 for $2 at Burger King or something. He won't even do that. He'll be nonchalant, won't even try to treat her right. Just talk to her whenever he feel like it. But because that's who she's attracted to, which says a lot about her mentality. Because if that's what she's attracted to, that means she needs some working on herself. That if you're attracted to a dude that don't even care to give you no type of attention, don't try to do anything for you at all, then that says a lot about you. That you're going to go to the pookie over a guy who is willing to do it. But she don't give a damn. This is why I say you should never be trying to level up for a woman you know don't really want you. Because this is what listen to what she's saying. This is what they do. So this is why, but I'm going to get deeper. But I will say this real quick before we continue. This is why I don't listen to these dudes that be on these apps talking about pay that woman that money. What's that guy? I don't know his name, but he be like, you should do this on a first date. Find out what her lifestyle, her nails and her hair and her this. You'll be a damn fool if you do that. There's no way. Now, you could be nice and be a gentleman to a woman, but there's no reason you should be coming out the gate asking her, how much is your nails? This is why these women think that that's what you should be doing. But anyway, child, yeah, it's a mess. Successful MD says if she was top shelf, she wouldn't be available. Straight, right, exactly. But she's not. But this woman right here, she's not trying to do that until she find a guy that she really likes. He could be a Pookie, a Ray Ray, a Chad, a Donna Glover, whatever. I'm talking about a broke one. He could be whoever you can think of that ain't really got nothing going on. If she attracted to him, that's who she gonna want to commit to her. That's who she gonna want to be with. Cause she's physically attracted to that type of guy. So that's who she gonna want to be with. He don't have to offer nothing. This is why I say what I say, and it's just. These people on these apps just prove it daily. They prove it daily. Thank you, Successful MD. Let's continue.
But I don't want this man. He's so funny. Anyway, So boom, I start packing my bags. He start asking me information so that he can start booking my plane ticket for me. When he sent me the confirmation for my flight, the flight literally took off in like an hour. So I kid you not, y'all, I threw stuff in my bag, ran out the door, and headed to the airport. The entire time while I'm on my way to the airport, I'm just praying to God that I don't miss this flight. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention to y'all, this wasn't no average flight, y'all. This man put me on a jet. So I really had 30 minutes before takeoff to get to the airport. I'm gonna try to find some footage to show you guys. But yeah, anyway, get back to the story. So I make it to the airport, I check in, I get on the plane, everything's fine, we're texting the entire time, everything's going smoothly. All right, ladies, let's have a talk. Like I've said in previous videos before, I am not new to this game, y'all. I'm very true to this game. And if a man is doing all of this for you, ladies, I already know in the back of my head what he is trying to achieve. He's trying to crack. And me personally, I'm not going because I don't even want this man. So I already knew up front what I was getting myself into. But ladies, if you are going to do stuff like this, please keep in mind of what you're getting yourself into and know what this man is wanting from you, okay? Now, I'm not saying that you have to do that. Not at all. But please be realistic with yourself, ladies. When you do stuff like this, what a man is thinking about, don't be dumb, ladies. Think like a man. What does he really want out of this entire experience? Yeah, let's keep going. So boom. He picks me up from the airport. We go back to his house. He tells me to get changed. I get changed, and then we head out to go to dinner for his little birthday. To this cute little steakhouse. After we get done getting dinner at the steakhouse, we leave, and we go to his parents' house. Yeah, I don't know why he took me to his parents' house, y'all. This one threw me for a loop. I don't like the kid. Why am I meeting your parents? So I told his parents I'm just a friend.
But see, this is a waste of time because if you don't like him, you know he like you. Why even do all of that? Why even do it? Why you wasting time? You know, it just shows you, like I said, she say a jet. She showed the jet. He did all this for us. You don't like him? You don't like him at all. You know, I don't know. It's weird. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat, says, if the guys were switched, she still love whoever treats her bad. I swear they just like dysfunction. Child. That too. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Marcus. I appreciate you. But I mean, this is why I say the mentality has to change. It has to change. You got to do better. They got to do better. This is not cute. And then they get older and older with it, 40, 50, 60 years old with this. It's ridiculous. Why fly her out while plenty would do it for food? Why fly her out while plenty would do it for food? Right. But, you know, he flew her out to him for his birthday, if I'm not mistaken. And, you know, because he like her. But she's saying she don't like him whatsoever and all this. So he's trying to really show her, I guess, you know, he's worthy or whatever, child. I don't know. Thank you, Successful MD. Let's continue.
Because that's all I am. The fuck? So boom, we chop it up at his parents' house for a little bit. The vibes was cool, and then we left. Once we left, I told him to stop at the store because I told him I wanted to get him a birthday cake for his birthday. I told y'all I like all my hoes to feel special. Now I got this man in love talking about something. I ain't never had a girl buy me a birthday cake. Oh Lord, I gotta stop playing with these men's feelings anyway. So bam, we get back to his house. I pull out the cake, I pull out the candles, and we sing happy birthday to him. But before we sing happy birthday, I told him that we had to take a birthday shot. I took out his tequila, I pour us a shot, we took the shot together, I sang him happy birthday, he went and go put some music on, so now we're just vibing. So now that we're just sitting there vibing, he started pillow talking me, y'all. He over here telling me how he wanna do this with me, how he appreciates me, how he liked me so much. I'm like, yeah, let's take another shot. So if you can't tell by now, y'all, I'm trying to get this man lit. Every time we take a shot, I'm not even taking my shot, y'all. He's taking the shots. I've taken at least maybe one shot at this point. He's taking like 4 or 5. So this man is over here lit. So boom, now that we've taken like maybe 4 or 5 shots together, I tell him to lay on the couch on his stomach so I can rub on his back while we're just talking. So ladies, let me tell you what I've accomplished in the last 3 hours. In the last 3 hours, we went to a restaurant so his belly is completely full. We came home and I got him lit. He's off of 4 or 5 shots of tequila by now. And 3, I told him to lay on his stomach and I'm rubbing on his back. We call this the knockout round. He's bound to go to sleep anytime. So boom, while I'm rubbing on him, I'm just talking to him, telling him how much I appreciate him and how much of a good time I had for his birthday. And this man is falling asleep. Knocked out within maybe 3 minutes, y'all. I kid you not, knocked out. And you know what I did? I got up, went to his bedroom, and I went to sleep too. By the time I woke up the next morning, it was 9 a.m. My flight took off at 10:30 a.m. So I woke him up, told him to give me an Uber. I got into a black truck, drove to the airport, And I literally went home, y'all. By the time I got home, y'all, this man had texted me like, dang, I'm sorry I fell asleep. I was definitely trying to get some birthday sex before you left. I texted his ass back and I was like, yeah, I know. That's why I put your ass to bed. That man's still in my phone and I ain't hung out with that man since. Imagine flying a fine little shawty out for your birthday. You give her money for her missed work shift just for her to come out there. Took her out to eat. You let her meet your family. Mind you doing all of this thinking you about to crack for your birthday. Just for you to end up with a hug goodbye and fumble out on the couch, y'all. Shaking my head. You can't play the player, y'all. Like I said, we playing chess, not checkers. I love y'all. Bye.
It's a waste of time. That's a waste of time. What do you get out of it? You got a plane ride to another state and some food and that's it. Like what do we do? Like that's a waste of time. Like, okay, so you ain't hung out with him, I don't know. Successful MD says she is lying and men must learn what a simp is. You know what? She might be, because that don't make no sense. What do you usually, hell, usually the women will be like, give me some money, give me something. And I'm gonna I fly you and you can fly me out and we can get it cracking or whatever. But I mean, you just flew out for you did all that for some a little meal and to go hang out with him for his birthday and you don't like him at all. It seems like you put yourself through a traumatic experience if you don't like him. Like what is a meal and you rub his back till he went to sleep like he was relaxed and you just went way out there to do that? That is something about it. I don't know. Maybe she is lying. I don't know. Maybe there's some cracks in her story. But it don't make no sense. I don't see what you got out of it. Oh, he gave you some money, I think. Did she say he gave her some money for missing her work day? I don't know, but I know women do stuff like that. I know women, they do these stuff like this and they thinking that it's a flex, but it's really not. I'm like, you're wasting a lot of time. And they do this and they play these games when they're young. She looks relatively young, and when you get old and you want to settle down, now ain't nobody to choose from. You can't play these games. So this is why I posed the question, should men take these women seriously, which a lot of them don't already. And should you play games with them too? Because they don't see, if you pose the question of whether men should play games with women, oh my God, all hell breaks loose. You shouldn't do that. Don't let the men play the same type of games that we play. Oh, hell no. Don't put this in their heads. Don't get them to thinking, because already a lot of these women are getting, what's that? Where they ghost them. They're ghosting women. They'll sleep with them and ghost them. And these women be crying. See, they can't handle it. They can't handle it when it's being done to them. But this is the kind of games a lot of these women play. But when it's played on them, because they think they're smarter than men. But when men outsmart them, oh my God, they want to pull their wigs out. You want to pull your wig out. Because you mad because a man outsmarted you. Because a lot of these women really think they're smarter than men. But the men be like that. There was this post of this woman talking about, oh, well, she Ubered a man to her place. I don't know if y'all saw that. Thank you, Successful MD, for the super chat. Ubered the man to her place, gave him some, got him a meal, did the most, and then sitting back, and she thought that was a flex. I said, girl, you stupid as hell. Well, how was that a flex? He got everything he wanted from you. And if that's all he wanted, you probably don't see him. And then you blocked him. Okay. Ooh, he probably saying, thank God. She gave me everything I wanted. Some food, her, and all of that. And then she blocked me. I don't want to have nothing to do with her. So he was able to move on and continue with his life. And he didn't have to do nothing. He didn't have to, spend no money on her. He didn't have to do nothing. He got everything he wanted and she gave it to him on a silver platter. And she felt good about that. Like, how dumb are you? Like, you know what I'm saying? So it shows you education don't really make you smart or wiser. You know what I mean? But the way these women be acting, that's why I don't equate your degree to you being smart when it comes to men and relationships, because it's so backwards. But anyway, now on one hand, you got women who are talking this way, talking about finessing men. But then this is happening at the same time where you got women out here who are just lost and crying, about their lives and not really figuring out how to get it together. They're out here crashing out and having a hard time just making it as single mothers. Because, they like to say, oh, we're single mothers. We're just doing it and we're doing better than black men and we're this and that. Well, statistics don't say that. And also the stuff that they post, they think people don't see it. Like like somehow they posted and nobody get to see it, and they could just still say they the biggest earners and they make all this money and they doing so great, but real life doesn't show that. So it's just all of this just shows you how a lot of these women think. Her story, she could be lying about it, making it up because they do that too. But there are women out here who move like this, and all they worried about is getting to the bag on your dime. They're not really caring about you or trying to build stable relationships. Just like a lot of men are saying now, they ain't really into marriage because of the choices that they have. A lot of women out here, they don't think that they can get married. So they're just saying, oh, we don't, marriage is not the goal. We don't want to get married because ain't nobody don't want to marry you. So it's like you're countering what the men are already saying. They're already saying, we're not trying to get married because look at the options. And so they say, oh, well, hell with it then. Hell, they going to say that, then we going to say this. We going to say we don't really want to get married. It ain't the goal. It ain't the flex y'all think it is because all these married people are just miserable. So we don't want it. Right. That's just a excuse because the men ain't trying to wife y'all up. Because y'all know that y'all not wifey material. Y'all know y'all toxic. Y'all know y'all don't know what it means to be a wife or be in a relationship. That's why you don't have one. So come on, just miss me with that. Successful MD says, true story. Maybe she rode Greyhound for a Pookie. Maybe she rode Greyhound for a Pookie. Child, listen. It's just what's going on, Garudo Legends. How are you? Yeah, it's just crazy. Successful MD child. It's there's no excuses for this. It's just become a running joke, honestly. Nobody takes these women seriously, and they're just making stuff up on TikTok. They do be making stuff up and just giving something for people to listen to for clicks and views. Thank you once again, Successful MD. So, you never know what to believe these days, but a lot of this stuff really do happen. That's why they be mad. They just try to get to the bag. They want y'all to pay the money, pay to play, I guess. Let's move on. I have another clip I want to play y'all real quick before we move on to the next one. Here we go. And I'm going to open it up. I'm going to give y'all a little bit of time. If you want to come up and give your 2 cents on any of these topics, I'll let y'all do it. It is Friday, so I'll do this on Fridays. If you want to come up, you don't have to be on camera. I know some people don't want to be on camera, but you at least, if you can flash your camera, like flash, show your show you for a second to let me know it's real, and then you don't have to be on camera if you want to come up. So I'll allow that for this because I'm not going to do this too often, but I'll allow it. So if you want to come up and give your thoughts or perspective, I'll let you come up after we get through these clips. All right, and I'll put the link in a minute. Okay. So be prepared, but you must have a picture on your avatar. So at least if you're not on camera, you have a picture on your avatar. All right. So I'll do that. Let's continue, y'all.
I talk to, like, this single mom shit is starting to get to me. Okay, it's starting to get to me. Sorry, I compose myself because I'm literally keep crying. Like, y'all, this shit is so fucking hard. Every time I feel like I'm doing good, I go back. Okay, so boom. Okay, my kids daycare, I just got school readiness, like assistance to help, right? So they helping me, and then turn around, like, okay, well, for that, I ain't pay my rent. Like, my rent ain't even paid. Still ain't paid. And I was like, asking my daycare, like, oh, basically, like, oh, can y'all work with me so I can pay my rent and I can pay y'all like next week? No, if y'all don't pay, they can't come or some shit. I'm like, and that's crazy. So I had no choice but to pay the fucking daycare, or they couldn't go to school. But guess why? Guess what? I have to fucking work. Okay, make $20 fucking dollars, and I'm raising 3 kids. So $20 for 4 people, $20 an hour for 4 people. That's not enough. Okay, it's not fucking enough. So the school's like, oh, you can either pay the $156 or they can't go. So I paid the $156, and now my rent late. So now I gotta pay like $1,900 fucking for my fucking rent, right? Okay, so now I'm paying the rent late. I'm gonna pay it Friday, and here they go with this New Year's registration fee or some bullshit like that. And keep in mind, I just paid the $156, so that's the weekly school registration. that I pay with, like the fucking.
Let me ask y'all this question. How many, and it's a literal question, like, and leave it in the chat. How many men, all of you guys watching, everybody that's watching this, how many videos of men have you seen on social media in general complaining about their rent? Have you seen any? I haven't, but I want to know from y'all because maybe I missed them. How many videos of men have you seen complain about their rent and their bills and it's hard and looking for help? How many? How many? Because I don't see it, to be honest. I don't see on TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube a bunch of and Facebook or whatever of men on here saying, y'all, or I'm gonna talk like the man. Yo, yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, man, it's hard out here, niggas. Like, that's how y'all talk. I don't know. That's my interpretation. Yeah, bruh, bros. I just wanna come in here and tell my grievances, cause it's hard out here, nigga. I got rent. I got car notes, my G. I got nigga, I got child support. Nigga, it's hard. My rent is late, and yeah, they got a late fee on that shit, my nigga. And you know what I'm saying? Nigga, I only make $20 an hour and I got 3 kids and I'm out and mouths to feed. Like, nigga, what I'm gonna do, man? It's hard. Like, yo, it's hard out here for a nigga, you know what I'm saying? They ain't trying to help us up, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. It's just hard, man. And oh, nigga, it's hard. It's hard, nigga. Like, I can't tell you shit. Like, what y'all see men doing? Because I'm just saying, where you see that? Where you see that at? I mean, because I would be in awe. I ain't gonna lie to you. I don't know what I would be doing, but it would be a shock. But you don't see it. You don't see dudes coming on here doing that, crying and talking about how hard life is. You don't see it. Because if you did, oh my God, these women would be having a field day with it. They would be having a field day with men crying and complaining on social media about life and their bills. But these women, as grown adults, feel it's okay to come on social and then get mad when people have an opinion. Then get mad when people say, girl, this is life. Everybody got to pay bills. You an adult. Figure it out. Nobody told you to have 3 kids by 3 niggas who don't take care of them. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you want to be able to do that. This is why I say women have the option. And for the most part, it's acceptable to be able to come on and rant about life. You don't see men doing that. You don't see men doing that. But because women get sympathy, you see. As long as you get sympathy, it's okay for you to do that. When, look, ain't nobody got, there's people watching. We don't know we have nothing to do with your life and your life choices and consequences. This is consequences of the life you look. We don't know what life is gonna bring us. You know what I mean? Everything, all of this stuff is up in the air. You know what I'm saying? You can't. You can't guarantee success in life in so many ways. Like, you can certainly put things in place to try to give you the best outcome, but you never know what could happen. You could be doing good one day and then everything, the shit hit the fan and things happen. But so your choices have a lot to do with your outcomes. But at the same time, if you starting out wrong and then now you have to deal with the consequences of your choices, why get on social media and cry to people? What can we do? You want people, what sympathy is going to do? You know what I'm saying? And so you don't see men doing that because they know they'll get dragged. And they know that's not going to help them. Because for some reason, a man can't go through hardships, but women could go through all the hardships in the world. You know what I'm saying? And then you pick the wrong, you make the wrong choices in life, and you think that it's supposed to yield you $1 million men. I don't understand that, but this is crazy. Since I see said DeeDee dropping 504 slang, you heard me? I ain't even know. Yeah, it's just crazy though. Like, come on, I see this a whole lot. Thank you, Successful MD. Yeah, I mean, like, what we gonna do? What people watching gonna do? Child, we ain't gonna pay your bills. People got their own bills. Everybody got to be adults. Everybody got their own bills. And it ain't nobody's fault that you chose the wrong men to have 3 kids with and knowing that that's a major responsibility. But once again, they don't think about the consequences. Oh, you don't think about none of that. You don't think about, dang, these sure ain't going to be expensive. So I might at least want to try to have kids with somebody responsible and who's going to help. You go out here and just trying to get to the D, and the D yield you this, where you're crying because it's you the only one responsible for doing it. You know what I mean? You have to think before you act, not just go out here and do, but think about what this is going to look like. But when people talk about marriage and marriage means you find a man who wants a family and want to be committed to you and who's going to be willing to work with you. That's what that means. And y'all work and build because he wants a family. He gonna do the best he can to take care of you and his family. Y'all work together. No, they're not worried about that. Oh, marriage ain't the goal. Well, a responsible man ain't the goal because you didn't care about a responsible man when you was out there sleeping with anybody and making babies by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't think about that. There's no vetting in this process. It's just getting what you want at the time, and at the time you just want a good time. And that's what you get. And that good time came with babies. And now these are the consequences of that. Successful MD says, but these hyenas still stay telling men, man up. Exactly. No, you woman up. Now woman up. You telling a man, woman up. Y'all chose this life, so now woman up and handle it. Handle your responsibility. It ain't nobody else's fault. Hell, thank you, Successful MD. Let's continue.
With the school readiness assistance. Yeah, whatever. Okay, so I get to their daycare this morning and they're like, oh, did you know, like, you didn't pay the new year renewal fee or some shit like that? And I'm like, okay, well, how much is that? Y'all, $200 something for Rylan and like $100 something. They're asking me next week to pay almost $400. No. It is $400 because $156 weekly. That's what I pay, and then they're asking me to pay over that. So 2 plus, that's almost that's $400 and something that they asking me to pay next week. It's like $478. And I was asking them, like, is there any way that I can make a payment plan? Because babes, I can't afford that. If I'm on school readiness, why the fuck you think I can afford that, right? Okay, so boom, I'm asking, like, my 2 older kids, they have a dad, and then Rylan, my little one, has a dad. Their dad paid child support, so I don't have to, worry about it. Like, I use his money strictly for the kids. Like, I put it straight towards her, her tuition and shit like that. It ain't no money. Like, it ain't no more. Like, it was only enough to pay for her shit. If I would have been, some shit, and I would have paid Rylan's on with their dad money, and I wouldn't have cared, but I can't, because there's nothing. So I asked her dad, like, oh, can you help me? Like, can you help me? Y'all, keep in mind, this nigga wanted the baby. Like, keep in mind, this nigga had my ovulation tracking his phone. Keep in mind, this nigga planned to get me pregnant. Like, he planned to get me pregnant, knowing I didn't want a 3rd child because I was already, like, it was not hard, but it was going to be hard if I had another kid. Like, I knew I wouldn't be able to afford having 3 kids. And guess what? I had a 3rd kid. Okay.
And whose fault is that? Baby, you can't make it up. You can't make it up. So you know that he planned to get you pregnant, right? And you just went on and had a baby anyway, knowing it was going to be difficult. So why did you go through with that? Why aren't you on any type of, protection or whatever? And protect yourself and not put yourself in this position. This is why I say there's no accountability. It's your body. See what I'm saying? Your body, your choice. Why would you? First off, if you know he's trying to trap you with a baby, why don't you require some type of commitment from him before doing that? Why not put some type of requirement on him? Because at least, I mean, and he doesn't. I mean, for the way he's moving, it doesn't sound like he's the best option, especially to be having a baby with or be in a relationship with. So when you post, hey, listen, I'm not sleeping with you unless if you want to be with me, you're going to have to be committed to me. Marry me and let's, have this family, have this baby the right way. You already got 2 from another man. So why would you go and allow this a second time, but still got the baby from him? Like, oh, it just miraculously happened. No, you sleeping with him. Why do that without any requirements? And then you are left holding the bag. This is what I don't understand. But see, because if he's this type of guy, he probably wouldn't want to marry you in the first place. So if he would want to marry you, then that's all the reason for you to get away from him. And that way you would end up with more responsibility all on you. But they don't want to do that. You know, you want to just keep playing and not looking at the situation for what it is. A lot of people are blind themselves from the truth. This is why being delusional is not good, because you blind yourself from the truth and reality, and then you just go with whatever, and then you end up in a situation like this where it's all on you, and now you're stressed out. It's not something that you have to put yourself in. You could have easily said, nah, you know what, if you don't want to do the right thing, then I'm not gonna continue to be with you, and I'm definitely not gonna continue to sleep with you, because I don't want to end up pregnant with a third child and all the responsibility is going to be on me. So focus on your two that you have by the one baby daddy and move on. Don't keep making the same mistake over and over. This is why I say to keep doing it over and over, then still complaining and still trying to blame somebody. No, this is all on you. Leave them alone. If you see this is not going to work in your favor, why keep fooling with him? It doesn't make any logical sense. Successful MC says a repetitive action is a habit. Bird brains for 1,000, right? And that's why I say it's not a mistake anymore. It's a willful act. It's something that you're willfully doing, and then you want to complain about it and take no accountability. That has to change. And I would advise any woman to just be accountable. If you know you're in a situation that is hard for you, don't keep allowing anybody or yourself to keep doing that same thing over and over and over again. Don't do it. Just don't do it. Have some discipline, have some self-respect and self-love, and love for the kids you already have, to not constantly put y'all in this same situation, because it's not working out for you. And also on top of that, if you want a stable guy in your life, now that's gonna be less of a chance, because now you have 3 kids. And most men are saying, we don't want to take on a woman with all these kids because it's a big response. They understand that it's a major responsibility. Children are expensive. So for a man to come in and take care of a woman and her kids, none of the kids are his, that's a big responsibility. Men realize this, but why is it that the women don't realize how major of a responsibility kids are? And that you shouldn't be doing this by yourself, that you should find suitable men who want marriage and kids, who are stable, reliable men that you can marry, who will marry you and make it a family, and y'all do it together, because it'll be a lot easier. It's expensive to try to take on all these kids by yourself, Hell, so I don't know. I don't understand why a lot of men understand that. The reliable, stable men understand this. This is why they don't go out and make kids out of wedlock. And then a lot of these women have the audacity to say, oh, a man at 30 years old with no kids is a red flag. No, that means he's a responsible one, something that you're not, because you didn't think that having these kids by yourself was going to be as hard as it is until you found out, and now you're complaining. Now you want the stable man to come in and take care of you and your kids, and they don't want to do it because they understand, hey, ma'am, this is a big responsibility, child. Children are not just dolls. They're not playthings. They're not just cute. It's a major responsibility. This is why I don't understand why women will say, oh, I'll have a baby, but I don't know if I want to get married. Huh? So you're still going to be reckless? Marriage ain't the goal. Well, what is? Having babies out of wedlock, taking care of them by yourself because you think you can? And it's not only a financial aspect to it, but also a mentality. The kids need fathers. And we go into that. So, they don't see it. Thank you, Successful MD, once again. Let's continue, child.
Y'all gonna be like, oh, you should use protection, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all opinions. Y'all not me. Y'all don't know the fucking life I live. I don't give a fuck. So I don't care.
And that's why you're going to continue to go through what you're going through. See, there is the attitude. You don't give a fuck. You don't care. That's why you're in the position that you're in. See, and this is why I say modern women can't be saved. You can't save them. You can't help them because of that attitude. You don't give a fuck. You don't care. But you're doing this to yourself. So you don't give a fuck. You don't care. Why do you expect a man to give a care? Why do you think a man should come in and care? If this is your attitude, think about it. You got to look at yourself and what you're putting out there. You don't care. So why should anybody else care? Why would any man want to come into a situation like this with this mentality? That's why they end up by themselves struggling. So that look, you got to change yourself. You got to change your mentality. If this is your attitude and the way you think, this is why you going to just be in this situation. It's unfortunate, but this is what you caused on yourself. I'm just saying. There's no shade or anything, but it's just the reality. And I think, a lot of these young women don't have any guidance. You don't have nobody to tell you that, hey, this is the wrong way to go. Maybe you shouldn't do this. Or maybe maybe they did have somebody telling them, but they didn't want to listen. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. All right. Okay. Well, you ain't hurting nobody but you and your children, because your children are the ones who are going to suffer. And you're going to be worn out like now, struggling because you don't give a fuck. You don't care. And that's just what it is. So if you don't care, and why are you on social media telling everybody else? Why should anybody else care? Why should a man want to come in and take you on with this attitude? This is why I say it's the attitude, it's the mentality that is the major problem for a lot of these women, in my opinion. And I know men are saying, nah, I don't want to take on a woman with all these children. And it's totally understandable. But also on top of that, I could see, if the attitude was better and you had one kid and your attitude was better and you was open and you realize and you're accountable, this is how some women who have one kid end up getting married to a guy, because they're not as, hard-headed. You know what I mean? They at least have a loving spirit. At least they understand, their mistakes and the errors of their ways, and they're willing to be open and workable. They want to work with a man and they understand it. See, I don't think men, that's why I say men aren't the major problems as much as they try to make it seem. I think a lot. I'm standing on business with that. I'm not changing it. I stand on it. I think the women are the major problem. I'm not absolving men, but I'm going to stand on business, and until something change. I think women are the major problem. I don't give a damn what nobody say. I think the women are the major problems. I think the women are the one that got to make the most changes in order for this to change. And if they don't, it's just gonna be the way it is. I'm standing on business with that. I don't care. Cause I've had, dudes, and and I respect people's opinions. So, but my opinion is, I think women are the bigger problems. I think they have the big issues. They do, in my opinion. I wholeheartedly believe that. I do. So yeah, there are a lot of ninjas out here with issues, and they don't know that they ain't had no fathers and stuff. Yes, they are out there. But overall, I think women are the bigger issues. Period. And if they don't change, then it's just gonna be what it is. Classic Perspective says, yet she's online to tell the World Wide Web about her problems. Exactly. Because they want sympathy. As much as they don't care, you want somebody to either relate to you or somebody to empathize with you. You want somebody to feel sorry for you. You want somebody to, you want to feel validated in your emotions and your feelings. When you brought this on yourself. Yeah. And then the attitude, I don't care and all that. That ain't gonna help you, boo. It ain't gonna help you. Thank you for the super chat, Classy. I appreciate you. Jontel, thank you for the super chat. Says a small correction, D. Taking care of your own kids is a big responsibility. Taking on someone else's kids is a burden. Not with my damn money. I know that's right. I ain't mad at you. Exactly. It is. But for some reason, women don't see that. They don't see the burden of it all. They don't see how that looks to a man. And even though they can come out and talk about the struggles of it, you don't think that that's a struggle or a burden for a man to have to come in and calculate 4 other people, including himself. And what if he has kids? They don't add up the cost. They don't care. So when you don't care, you don't think about the other person. You're not thinking about what that's going to look like to a man. They're just like, oh no, just come on and do it. You don't think about the responsibility. You don't think about what that's going to cost for him. I just think you're supposed to just come. They're struggling, and they think you're just supposed to come in with ease and say, oh, yeah, I got this. Oh, yeah, because you deserve it. Well, huh? When they might have an option to go after a woman who don't have all of that baggage, where it wouldn't be a big of a burden. It's better you got a woman and she coming in her, but not, and then it's somebody else's children. And especially if you don't have your own, that is a burden. Thank you, Jontel. I appreciate you for the super chat. Let's continue, y'all.
I don't care. So I asked him for help, and he's asked every fucking excuse. Y'all keep in mind, I was struggling last year. Like, it was like one point of last year I was struggling. I didn't get none of my taxes. The girl ran off. Like, the girl who's supposed to be my best friend, she took the money. I don't know if she took it or somebody took it, but I don't have it. And so I told him to file our daughter, you know, because me and him was on good terms. Like, I thought we was. So I asked him, like, oh, to file her. He like, okay, cool, this, that, and third. He files our daughter, y'all. Tell me why he files her. Months go by, and I'm not hearing nothing. Nothing. Like, no money. Like, he's knowing I need it because I can't afford this apartment. Because this apartment is like $1,700. And he like, oh, when I get it, I'm going to give it to you. It was like, he got back like almost $4,000 for her, y'all. He don't work. So when the money came, he threw it up in my face and laughed and told me that he wasn't giving it to me and he used it for drugs. Like, he used it for money for himself and shit like that. Y'all, not one time last year, maybe one time, but he never fucking helped for her daycare. He is a diaper and wipe dad. That's what type of nigga he is. He's a diaper and wipe dad. And y'all, I swear to God, when me and him was together, when I just had my 2 kids before his daughter came, the nigga did everything. I'm talking about he helped me with everything. Like, he helped pay for everything. Like, he told me, if I ain't got it, don't worry about it for them. Like, he used to literally pick my kids up when I used to be stressed out and take them places. Like, he literally used to do so much for my kids. He used to buy them everything and do everything. He even helped me with their fucking birthday. So now all of a sudden, our daughter come, you don't got the same energy. You just wanted the baby so he could keep knowing me. Yeah. And it's so crazy because if I get a boyfriend, a nigga go crazy. Like, he'll go crazy. Like, he'll crash out, lose his fucking mind. Like, he'll lose his fucking mind. Like, how the fuck? Like, I don't be liking that shit. He's a fucking narcissist. He's like a big ass narcissist, bro. Like, he'll crash out if he can't follow me on Instagram. Like, he be crashing out about stupid shit. Like, I don't be fucking with that. Like, he literally only wanted the baby so he can know me for the rest of my life. But bitch, I'm over here fucking struggling. So now the daycare is sitting right here telling me, basically, if I don't got that $400 by Monday, my daughter can't go to school. And I told him that, and he's basically like, oh, well, find another job. Like, you could do it. The mamas always provide. You're a provider. It's gonna work out. You're gonna make a way through. Like,
That's funny. You're giving her a motivational speech about how she can do it herself, baby. But you gave him a child. You know, and it's hard for me to believe that you didn't know what this person was about before you gave him a child. You already, you know, just him saying, oh, I want a baby with you. Okay, well, why don't you commit? Show some type of commitment. Show me, you know, women always like to say, you know, a man got to prove himself. Okay, make them prove themselves. And you know what? I don't know. It's just a lot. Bottom line, whoever started saying on these social media apps that women choose wrong, they were absolutely right. They choose the wrong guys. Y'all go after the wrong dudes and you expect them to be these, you know, great guys, and you give children to them knowing that they're not all that great, and then this is the outcome. I'm just saying, like, you don't just find out this about them after the child. That's why I say after the baby, all the problems start. These women go and choose men that they want to have a child with, have a baby, and then they break up. I mean, listen, why is that? You go give him a baby, then y'all break up as if that's all you wanted to do. Get a baby with him so you can keep tabs on him. You know, women like to talk about men doing this, but women do this all the time. They want a baby with the guy they know they want to be with, even though they know he ain't shit. You want a baby with him so you can keep tabs on him, so you can have a connection to him too. They do it too. This is why when they do that and the man goes off and finds a woman who he really wants to be with and get her in a house and marry her, they lose their minds. And they start causing trouble for him and using child support system, the courts, to mess with him because they mad that he moved on because they thought that he was going to somehow turn around and want to be with them. But no. So women do the same thing too. They really do. Let's continue. Hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. We got about 142 people and 81 likes. Go ahead and hit the like button, y'all. Let's continue.
He be saying shit like that, like, oh, you're the mom, like, you're gonna figure it out. You gotta figure it out. Like, that's how he's talking to me. You have to figure it out. Like, what the fuck? Like, bitch, is this not our child? Is this not ours? Is this not the daughter that you wanted? Like, I'm sorry. Like, what the fuck? So I'm really like, I'm up. It's 12 o'clock, like, at night. I can't sleep because I'm already fucking stressed about the rent that I gotta pay Friday on top of $500 that I don't have. Y'all, I already pawned, I have 4 necklaces. I already pawned 2 chains. I already pawned 2 chains and a fucking pendant. I don't have it. Like, I don't want to keep pawning my jewelry, bro. Like, I just really want to be in a place where I can move. Like, I'm trying to move.
Pawn shops still exist? I mean, do they? I remember my auntie used to pawn her jewelry. My auntie used to, every month she used to pawn her jewelry. I'll never forget it. Dang, I didn't even know. I don't see pawn shops. Like pawn shop, I thought they went out of business. My auntie used to pawn her jewelry every month. And she used to get her little Pepsi and her little Salem cigarettes, Salem, I think it was Salem 100s or something like that. I don't know, because we was young. She used to tell us to go to the store and get her her little, she was always a Pepsi and her little Salem 100s or whatever, the cigarettes. But every month she would pawn her little necklaces and then she'll get them back. You know, you pawn it and I think you could pawn it and like to sell it where you don't get it back, but you could like pawn it where it's just like they don't sell it. You just pawn it and you get a few dollars and then you come get it back at the end of the month or the next month or something like that. Yeah, I remember that. I'll never forget it. Yup, every month. Yup. I didn't know they had pawn shops like that, you know, out here like that you could still do that. C. Irving, thank you for the super chat. Said a baby doesn't guarantee you can lock down Chad or Tyrone for commitment. Exactly. Thank you, C. Irving. I appreciate you for this super chat. Yeah. Pawn shops will always exist. Okay. Okay. Yeah, I remember my auntie used to pawn her rings and her necklaces. And she, you know, to get her little Pepsis and her carton of cigarettes. She used to get her carton of cigarettes. Flint for Life says, I got $40 today, sis, from the pawn shop. Okay. I look. Hell. Child, my son, honestly, because I think the pawn shops around us, I don't know, I didn't see no pawn shops. That's what I'm saying. I haven't been to a pawn shop in, oh my God, ages. That's what I'm saying. I thought they like closed them down. But my son, who is 7, and he said this when he was, I think, 6 or 5. He found out about a pawn shop from online and he like old computers. So he was like, I want to go to the pawn shop. I'm like, what you know about pawn shops? He said he wanted to go to a pawn shop to get an old computer because he's into computers and stuff and he like old computers. He like old technology as if he know about it. He just into it. He like old computers and he want to get like a XP. Now, y'all know XP is old, right? He wants to get like some type of, and he could tell me now what it is. He could tell me the exact kind. I don't know exactly what he talking about, but he said he wanted a XP something. And he was like, I could go to the pawn shop and get it. So he wanted an old computer for the pawn shop, child. But you know, I don't know why he's into old stuff. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat. Says, I feel bad for her. If I put on my cape and try saving them, it's one me and like 7 million them. Yeah, right. But why? But I don't think. Would you really want to do that, Mr. Marcus? Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Pawn shop, you don't get your stuff back. Consignment, you do. Okay. Thank you, Mr. Marcus, once again for the super chat. I appreciate you. C. Irvin says, pawn shops are a thing in Germany. Oh wow. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I know about them. I just didn't know they had many still out there, you know? Thank you for the super chat. Because a lot of times when you pawn stuff, of course, you don't get what your item, they weigh the jewelry. So you don't really get what your jewelry is worth, like, or what you paid for it. You don't get what you paid for it. So it's just like to get a couple of dollars to hold you down for whatever. And then, and then I guess, until you get paid or whatever. Thank you, C. Irvin, for the super chat. I appreciate you, bro. Let's continue.
To somewhere cheaper, and I just don't have enough, like that lump to move. Like how the fuck I'm gonna save if I'm behind in debt every single fucking month? How the fuck am I gonna save if I have to pay for daycare and pay for rent, pay for lights, and pay for everything by my fucking self? I can't even save $5, y'all. I'm literally in the negative every single month. And people think, oh, like, Lex living so nice, Lex living so lavish. No, bitch, Lex is struggling. Lex is fucking struggling. Like, real deal struggling, bitch. Like, this shit's no joke. Like, like, this shit's not a game. People be seeing me, oh, pretty face, pretty. Bitch, that don't mean nothing. Pretty people struggle. What the fuck? I'm struggling. Bitch, I make $20 an hour, and I'm four people. I'm $20 an hour, 4 people. You do the math. You tell me. Impossible. Like, and he just don't give a fuck. Like, just don't give a fuck if I lose my job. I work for the hospital, bro. Like, every point that I've got, it's literally been because of him. Like, it's been because of him. Like, he'll literally be like, oh, yeah, I'm gonna come get her. Don't get her. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna come do this. Don't do this. Oh, she's sick at school. Can you pick her up, please? Like, if I have to clock out, I'm gonna get a point. He be like, yeah, I'm on the way. 2 hours later, they called me. Dad never came and got her. So guess what? I have to come and get her. Point. Like, I literally have one more point until I'm fucking fired. One more point. That's it. I don't got nothing else to say. I just wanted to vent because I'm fucking stressed. And, like, I mean, I'm just fucking stressed. I'm just over it. Like, I'm just so fucking overwhelmed. Like, just so overwhelmed.
Yeah, and I get it. I get why she's overwhelmed. I mean, it's a lot. And I wish they would recognize that before they put themselves in these situations. Recognize that it takes a lot to raise children. It's hard taking care of yourself nowadays. So just think about added little ones, and then you're doing it by yourself. Yeah, I get it. But this is why I stress what I stress. But a lot of times these particular women don't want to hear anything that I'm saying or anybody else's. You don't want to hear that. It's like you don't want to do the right things, but you somehow think you're supposed to get this miraculous outcome. And this is why I talk about it. You can't just think that if you doing what you're doing, it's going to yield you the best outcome. That's the part I try to get through. And people take it as bashing, but it's not bashing. It's like, hey, listen to something constructive. You can avoid this. Life is hard. And if you're doing it by yourself, along with children, what do you think? What do y'all think? What y'all thought the outcome was going to be? What do y'all think? This is why I say a lot of women live in a fairy tale. In their minds, they're living in this majestic fairy tale land of just magical, things happening, and everything is going to be so great. And there's nothing wrong with being optimistic in life, but you should be optimistic in making the right choices. Optimistic that when you go out here and you align yourself with the things that will help you to flourish, align with that. Manifest that. Manifest picking, making the right decisions. We all make mistakes. I'm not saying nobody is perfect. We're all subjected to some type of mistake in life. That's life. So I'm never coming from a place of perfection, because I don't think perfection exists. I say it, and people try to say, oh, well, you think you're perfect. No, you don't pay attention to what I'm saying. I never stress perfection. I think we're all works in progress. I think we all can stand to work on ourselves every single day to the end. I honestly don't think that perfection exists. I don't think nobody in this life, or even to the end of your life, has mastered everything. So there's no such thing as perfection, but you can perfect a life that works for you. It doesn't mean it's perfect. It means that you know how to operate within what you've created for yourself. And if you create a life that is conducive to a successful outcome, then that's the closest to perfect you're going to get. Hopefully that makes sense. That means your situation is perfect for you. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that your partner or your spouse is perfect. It means that you've created something that is perfect for the two of you. Y'all can work with within you with what you created, and you can live your life to the fullest. But if you don't prioritize any of that, and you just going out here doing whatever, and you don't have no guidance, no discipline, no anything, and this goes for everybody, then you're going to get what you get. And the majority of the time, women are the ones who are complaining about the outcomes of their choices. So you got to do better. You got to do better. You can't just say, "Oh, these men ain't shit. They need to level up." When you keep picking the ain't shit dudes, you keep picking them. You keep making babies with ain't shit dudes. So how is it all on them? You stop picking them. Stop picking the ain't shit dudes. And if you want a relationship, find somebody who got something going on. Somebody that's respectable. Somebody who wants the things that you want. But don't do it. Don't wait until after you got your 3 baby daddies in. Figure that out before that. Because you're putting yourself at a disadvantage when you do that. And unfortunately, they don't see it until after it's done. And they still don't see it. Would I save her? No, because after I saved her, she dumped me for her baby daddy. Right. I mean, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Because don't see the kind of guys that they pick, those are the kind of guys they're really attracted to. That's the real gag. And I don't know why it's like that. Maybe that's a lesson in it. I don't know. Maybe that's a lesson within itself. Why women go for those guys. That's who they are attracted to. But to me, it says a lot about you. When you are attracted to those type of guys, that means you have not figured out who you really are and what's really most important to you. That means you don't have much standards in yourself. And I'm talking about the women. Like, thank you, Mr. Marcus, for the super chat. I appreciate you. I think the women who choose those type of guys don't have, they don't know what they want for real. And they don't have very many standards themselves. That's really what it is. And they know it. You don't have, a high respect level for yourself. So you go for those, you don't see, what you see in that person reflects on you. That's why they say you attract what you are, because what you see in that person, what attracts you to them is a reflection of you. So this is why when you have high standards, you don't allow anything, when you have a lot of respect for yourself and you really know your self-worth. You hear women say it, but they only know it after they've messed up. But when you see women who actually know who they are to some degree and have respect for themselves and have high standards, they don't move like that. They don't pick those types of guys. They go for the guys who actually have substance and standards, the ones who reflect them. And it's not a money thing. It's about who you are, your values, your core values, your beliefs, who you are as a person, your personality, all of the things that really matter inwardly, not outwardly, not how you dress, not how much money you make, but values, core values at heart, like who you are, what you possess, what you bring to the table, what you deem important, it's real standards. So you will go after a person for the things that really matter. When people go after superficial ideas of a person, it's because they lack in a certain area, that they lack self-awareness and self-respect for themselves. So they'll accept somebody on that level because that's where they really are. Even though they try to say they're on a higher level, no, you're not. You're really on that level of the person that you're attracted to. And that's where it has to change. And so often these women pick these guys and then complain about them afterwards, but they never evaluate why they picked them and why they were attracted to them. And then if you ask them why they was attracted, oh, he was fine. Oh, girl, and he was so good, and he was this and that. So that says a lot about you, that you don't have any standards for yourself. Because picking somebody based on them being just picking a man just because he's fine and just because he could lay the pipe real good, that's all that you care about. That shows your level is really lower than you think it is. Duke, thank you for the super chat. Says, pure character flying in the air with a red cape and a smile on his face. Thank you for the super chat, Duke. I appreciate you. That's crazy. Thank you once again. I appreciate you. Let's move on, you guys. I want to get to this next clip because I thought this one was interesting. Trying Trap says, I like big butts, but not enough to get them pregnant. Niggas with bread cape with hoes cape with expendable niggas. That's crazy. So we're gonna move on. Make sure y'all are hitting the like button. Please hit the like button. So we're gonna react to this one, y'all. And then if you want to come up and give your thoughts, you definitely can. Just make sure you have a picture on your avatar. All right. Let's get into this one. Hit the like.
Why are you laughing? You got nice light, pretty skin. This is good.
Oh, I'm not naked. I'm not naked.
I didn't think you were. How do you pronounce your name?
You said it perfect, Akia.
Girl, I don't get nobody's name right. Okay. Akia, where you calling us from?
I'm calling from Atlanta.
ATL. How old are you?
I'm 31.
31. What you do for a living?
I'm a licensed esthetician. I'm self-employed.
Okay. Esthetician, self-employed. Do you have any kids?
I have 3 kids.
Our new and improved Kendra G Singles dating app is available now on iPhones and Android phones. You know, you have 3 kids. How old are your 3 kids?
4, 6, and 8.
All by the same man?
Yes.
Why y'all not together?
We were married. We got divorced.
When did you get divorced officially?
In September.
Or last year?
Yes.
Okay. Oh, no wonder you're an esthetician. I'm like, your face is glowing. Okay, girlfriend, you are a model. You are a model for your business.
Ah, thank you. Thank you. I'm so nervous.
So we got a Kia Atlanta 31. What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Virgo.
A Virgo. All right, she looks good. We got a Kia Atlanta 31 Virgo. Esthetician, self-employed, mom to 3 kids, all by your ex-husband, right?
Correct.
Okay. What kind of man you looking for, girl?
Okay, so I wrote it down because
She got a list. Oh, I wish I would have had my 2025. Oh, they're over there. I got 2025 manifestation glasses, but it's okay. I'm gonna call the chakras.
Okay. So I'm looking for a man that believes Jesus is Christ, like Jesus Christ is our Lord and Savior. I'm looking for a marriage-minded man because I would love to be remarried. I'm looking for a great leader, someone that's open-minded, emotionally intelligent, and a kind-hearted man.
They want to know, why did you get divorced?
We were together for 9 years, and honestly, I felt like we grew apart. And when we first met, I was in my early 20s. And if I'm being honest, I felt like I really didn't have requirements then outside of like physically. I like him because he's tall, dark, and handsome, and he opens my door. But as the relationship progressed, I felt like we weren't going in the same directions and our mindsets just started to drift apart. And I thought at one point, okay, in my mind, I see his potential. I know what he can be because he's a great man and he's a great dad. We got a beautiful schedule with our kids. I just thought I was putting too much pressure on him because of who I thought he should have been, instead of just saying, okay, he is who he is. And I don't want to say I didn't like who he was, but I just felt like he wasn't a good fit for me.
Okay. So it was your decision for the divorce?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, cool.
All right. We was nosy, child.
Listen, you've heard, if you've heard one, you've heard them all. It's a common theme. You know, a lot of people don't take marriage seriously anymore. They really don't. It's good until it doesn't serve them. And a lot of times in relationships and marriages, women are the ones who feel that they outgrow the man. Social media has jacked it up for a lot of these women. A lot of these women look at social media and they start to buy into the foolishness, and they really think that there's something better for them out there. So they make decisions that they typically regret later on in life. And so in this case, she's a great father, great man, but she was trying to force him to go in the direction that she wanted him to go in, what she believes that he should be doing. And then so she just left. He didn't leave her. She said she left, which is typically what women do. And you go and do that, and then you're still looking for another man who's going to commit to you, but you got to realize now you have 3 kids involved. So it's not the same. As opposed to working it out with the man that you have, and stop letting social media and what you see around you dictate how you move. You know, a lot of them regret it. And I wish these women would really pay attention, baby. You ain't going to have that. You ain't going to have the same option again. your best option is to stay with your husband and the father of your kids, and y'all work it out, because ain't nothing else out here. And men are clearly saying, I don't care how you look, I'm not taking you on with your 3 kids. And they got their father. So it's going to be a little harder this time to get what it is that you're looking for. And then now, what you're looking for, what you're trying to get your husband to do, you want another man to do. So they want another man to come in who have the expectations that their husband didn't have. You get what I'm saying? You want the man to come in and have be already leveled up to what you're trying to push your husband to be. And those men don't want a woman who's divorced and left her husband with 3 kids. They're not looking for that. So that's the problem that they're going to run into. That's the problem they're going to run into. Because usually in these cases, the expectations are way higher. Because once again, they want what they don't believe their husband is pushing to do. Oh, we're going on two different ways, because your way is more superficial. You think your husband should level up. So he's not leveling up. He's a great father, great man probably, but he's not leveling up financially. So now you got to drop him, and now you got to go get a man who's already leveled up. But now you got 3 kids. That, like who said it earlier? A burden. A man who's doing that already he probably want kids himself. He might want to be married and have kids. Are you willing to have more kids? That'd be a good question. Probably not. You know what I'm saying? He's looking for something else. So this is the conundrum that they find themselves in. John Taylor says, nothing more appealing than a woman that tossed away a great husband and father after 10 years. Surely she'll be loyal and respectful to me. Right. And see, that's the thing. They don't. Thank you, John Taylor. I mean, I appreciate the super chat and what you're saying, because it's the truth. They don't consider the man. They're only thinking about what they want. See, that's why it's so easy for them to walk away from a good man, good father and with their kids, because you think that another man is going to be, you're going to get a man easily who's going to easily come in and take on you and your baggage. And I don't care how attractive you are. And it's gonna be difficult. It's gonna be difficult. And I wish Kendra would do follow-ups on this. Like, give it 10 years. Give it 10 years. Come back and bring these people back and see what happened. See if they locked down a marriage. And if you did, I think it's great. If you found what you want, great. But if not, let's just get the rundown. Because the majority of the times, it don't happen like that. Thank you for the super chat, Jantel. I appreciate you. Let's continue.
It was asking. Okay. What are your deal breakers?
I wrote that down too. So someone that doesn't believe in Jesus Christ, a man that doesn't want kids, or a man that doesn't have kids, a man with bad hygiene, a man that's lazy, a follower, a man that's a liar, and a man. Okay, so I don't have a problem if you live with somebody and you have a plan. So I wrote down a man that lives with his family, or, has a roommate, but sorry, that's my cat. A man with no plan, because if you're living with somebody, but you're saving up for a house, I can work with that. But I wouldn't want a man that lives with somebody and that's just the end all be all. He just lives there.
Okay. So you said kids. So you want him to have kids already?
I prefer a man with kids.
Okay. Are you open to having more kids?
If my husband want another child, I wouldn't mind having another child, but I wouldn't, it's not my original thought to have another kid.
Okay. Now, should he look a certain way?
Just handsome. I like attractive men with good hygiene. I'm 5'8", so I do like a man that's on the taller side. That's about it. Oh, physically fit. I work out. So physically fit. I want a man that cares about his health. I want a man that doesn't eat out at fast food restaurants 7 days out of the week. I want a man that know how to cook on his own and just take care of his body. So, yeah.
Okay. Should he? Oh, we did that. Should he make a certain amount of money?
Okay, 70,000.
Okay, at least 70K. Should he be in Atlanta?
If he isn't in Atlanta, he would have to be okay with frequent visits, coming often to Atlanta.
Okay. Let's do the Kendra Kim. They said Kendra Cats with a K. I love that y'all can make everything with a K. Simba.
All right, so okay. So
Okay, we gotta see your legs. We can tell you in shape though. All right, you had 3 kids. You look good, girl. Okay. See you, girl.
She is in shape and she's tall. You know, I like when the tall girlies come up because I'm on the tall side. Yeah, tall girls, yes. Yes. Everybody ain't, 5 feet. So she's 5'8". Yeah, she looks good. She looks good. I will give her that. And let's make this known. Just because you have children don't mean you gotta be obese. I'm just saying. Just because you have children, you don't have to be let go. You know what I'm saying? So she looks good. So she has that. She's a decent looking woman. But her being a decent looking woman is not all that, all of the requirements for these men. Men don't, the 3 kids and how you walked away from your husband is gonna say a lot to men. Men are gonna be a little skeptical. I would have, based off what men are saying, a little skeptical about getting in a relationship with her because, okay, you got a good man, good father, you left him. There's no loyalty. Men look at those types of things because it says a lot about you. Like, so then if he invests into you, and then if you just feel like, oh, you're tired, you gonna just leave him? So I wouldn't want that. If a man want to commit to you, you was married and had kids with the man, and you still left him because of something that y'all seems like y'all could have worked out. From what she's saying, like, wouldn't that be that's a red flag for any man coming into your life? Like, he invests to you and your kids when you feel like this is not serving you anymore, and you just up and leave him. I don't think men want to go through that. So that's gonna be an issue. That's gonna be an issue in my opinion. Let's continue though.
Thank you.
So, Akia, right?
Yes.
So, when was your last relationship? Your marriage?
My marriage.
Okay. You don't have to answer, but I'm gonna ask. When's the last time you was intimate with someone?
Not want to answer.
Okay. 3 flaws you have to work on.
Okay, I wrote that down. So
I love that you prepared.
I am an overthinker, so sometimes I do overthink.
Okay.
A flaw of mine that I can honestly say this is a major flaw. I'm super busy. I work hard. I'm self-employed. I keep my hands on a lot of different things. I'm working on passive income and I have kids. So I am busy, but I make time for the things that I find are important and worthy of my time. And I'm opinionated.
You're opinionated. Okay. We got some paid questions for you.
Oh.
Albert C said, so when you grow apart from the next guy, will you divorce him too?
Good question.
Yep.
Yeah, baby. Baby, red flag.
We got to be equally yoked, and then we won't grow apart. We got to constantly date. Yeah, no. If we grow apart, we grow apart. I'm not gonna stay in a situation where I'm not happy.
But see, that's what I'm saying. See, she's decent looking, she's fit, but she got some problems. That is not going to yield you what you're looking for, baby girl. I'm sorry. That's not the way to think. That's why she left her husband, and she'll do it again. And she clearly said it. There we go. That's all you need to know. So when you go into that situation, you know that if you don't fit the bill, she gonna check out. She left the man who had her kids. So you coming in, hey, ain't gonna be nothing. It ain't gonna be no thing. So that's why I say there's no loyalty. That I told you, something is wrong with everybody. There's no loyalty there. She's not going to be committed to any man, and that's going to be her dilemma. That's going to be the dilemma. You know what I mean? Because the reason, from what she's saying, from what she's giving us, the reason she left her husband because he no longer served her. They were going in a different direction. They couldn't figure it out. So that's what she's looking for in a new man. And if you can't provide that and consistently do what she wants, she's going to leave. And so, that is not something, even if I was a man, I wouldn't want to sign up for that because there's no loyalty there. I can't trust her. I can't trust that she's going to do the right things. And the minute I don't measure up, she's going to get the hell. She's going to get the hell on. So yeah, that's not somebody you would want to marry, in my opinion, because there's marriage don't really mean anything. Getting married to a person who thinks like this is just a waste of time because she doesn't put a lot of stock into marriage. The marriage, for better or worse, through sickness and health, till death do you part. She doesn't see that as that. Those vows does not mean anything to a lot of these women. They're just doing it to get what they want. And the minute they don't get what they want, they out the door. I say it all the time. It's the nature of a lot of women. Let's continue.
Woo! Woo! said, yep. Okay. We got another fake question. Notorious NIG said, what percentage of the bills do you expect him to pay over a lifetime?
Percentage of the bills? I don't really necessarily have a percentage. I mean, I'm all about, I'm not 50-50. I'm not 50-50.
So, okay, does not 50-50 means you won't split 50-50?
Well, I just feel like 50-50 is in a different way. So like, say he's not a cooker. Like I said, I cook a lot. So say he's not a cooker.
No, let's talk about bills because it's focusing on money. So are you not 50-50 with bills as in money?
No, I'm not 50-50 with bills as in money.
Okay. Now you are an attractive girl. So let's start there. You are attractive. So maybe the rules will be bent because you're attractive, but I'm assuming in your marriage you wasn't 50-50, right?
So in the beginning, no, he paid all the bills, and especially while I was building my business, he took care of everything, and I took care of home.
So the difference is you had his 3 children. So now the quest is to find a man that will be willing to pay for you and 3 children who are not biologically his. And what I hear at times, again, I'm just reciting what I hear. Men usually don't mind providing for their wives and the children that they created. Sometimes they have a reluctancy to take care of another man's kids. So, and your next.
Now, let me get this straight. So her husband was paying all the bills, she said. And she was, doing she cooked and she cleaned. What was the problem that they couldn't work out? So he was the sole provider. This is why I say women who have that is they find something wrong still. You could be the provider of the family 100% and they still have a problem with the relationship. Baby, Lord, let's continue.
Situation. I mean, you're attractive. So your attractiveness is going to work in your favor. I don't make the rules, people. I'm going to tell you what it is. So being attractive will help. So now the question is there a man who makes enough money to afford you and 3 kids that wants to do that for you? And that's the equation now, right? Like the equation now is a man that can afford it. Does he want to financially be responsible for the bulk of the bills for 4 additional people?
I understand that, but I wouldn't expect a man to come in. So like right now, dad takes care of his kids, I take care of my kids. So I'm not necessarily seeking a man to come in and just take care of me and my kids and I just sit back, relax, and don't do a thing. Like I don't mind contributing, but it won't be 50-50. That's all I was trying to say.
It won't be 50-50. So was it more like 70-30, girl?
80-20.
How old are your kids again? 4, 6, and 8.
8, yeah.
So you would move. Okay, you said you want to get married again, right?
I do.
So let's imagine this. So does he move in with you, or does he already have a home big enough for you and your kids?
We could buy together.
Okay, you could buy. So now, but not really buying it together because you said he got to spend 80% more than you.
Yeah, he can put 80% down. I'll do my 20.
Woo! Okay, girlfriend. Okay, let's keep going. So that actually your 3 flaws?
Yeah.
I did, right? Yeah. Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
Okay, I wrote that down. So I say because I'm a God-fearing woman, I'm nurturing and loving, I'm optimistic, I'm loyal, and I feel like I'm a wife.
Baby, we could scratch out the loyal. No, it don't sound like loyalty to me. I'm just saying, just based off of her, experience and her past. Nah, it don't seem like loyalty to me. Somebody say, "Oh, she's leaving something out." Yeah, probably is. Probably is. She's probably not giving us all of the information. But so I don't know. I don't know. This is gonna be a hard one because I don't know. Let's continue.
You feel like you're a wife.
Yeah.
You got some more paid questions.
Oh.
So, because okay, Richard Reloaded said that man held her down and she left him.
Wow, yeah, that's true. So he was paying all the bills. She was working on herself, got it together, and now she's ready to bounce, or she done bounced. That's some crazy work, for real, for real. That's crazy work. And if I do think that when women tell stories, their stories, they leave stuff out all the time. But why? Why not just be honest? If you're gonna say all the stuff that you say, why leave stuff out? Just tell the truth. And I think a lot of times when they leave stuff out, they leave the most pertinent things out. And I think that's just you tell the part that makes you look good, but you don't tell the other part. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I do think she's leaving something out. No. Jantel says, so he paid for everything so she can build her business, and once her money popped, she dipped out on him. That's so damn sexy. Thank you for the super chat, Jantel. Divine Photos, thank you for the super chat. Says she looked like Sid from the movie Ice Age. This is why I say, listen, pretty is subjective. Everybody don't see it the same way. Pretty is subjective, honey. Well, one person see it as attractive, the other person just does not. And that's okay. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos, baby. And let's continue.
So, because I have so much respect for him, I won't go into the details of our marriage. But if he was on here, he had his doing, I had my doing, and we just decided that it wasn't best for us to stay together, especially for the kids. It became a toxic environment, and at that point, it's time for us to, part ways. So
Okay.
Okay.
JC said, all those compliments at the gym blew your head up. Go get your husband back. You are on your way to being an old cat lady. I think, listen, do you want to respond?
Well, she already.
I just feel like, well, first off, it's not the gym, because I was getting compliments before the gym. I was getting compliments before the kids. I get compliments, period. But it's just, if that marriage was in God's will for me, I would have stayed. It wasn't for me, and I'm not going to stay in a situation because we had 3 kids and we were married. I wasn't happy, and he wasn't happy. He felt like I pressured him to be somebody that he wasn't. And I don't want to be in a relationship where a man is feeling pressured to be somebody that he's not because he wants to stay with me. It doesn't make sense to me. So,
okay.
Well, I don't understand why she don't see the issue with that. You marry a person for who they are, not for who you want them to be. You don't marry somebody try to force them to be something else. This is where when you listen to what women say. When you hear women say, "Hey, I want to be with a man, and yeah, if he makes 50,000, that's cool, but he has to want more. He has to want more." That's the red flag in that, because what if he's comfortable with where he is? You got to be okay with where he is, because if you're not, it's going to be an issue for you. And if he doesn't want to level up to the standards you think he should level up to, you're going to try to force him to do it, and that's not going to work. And once again, I don't believe that there's anything wrong with bettering your situation or your circumstances, but you can't pressure or force nobody into doing it. So what it sounds like, that's what she had bigger expectations. When women accomplish things, they become entitled. They expect you to rise to their level. When women become accomplished and they make money or they get to a certain point, everything else goes out the window. The fact that he held her down while she was building herself up, it didn't matter. Once she got to this point, now why don't you hold him down till he gets a hit to where he needs to be? But women don't operate like that. Women don't operate like that. They want what they want, and they'll use you in this, because that's what it sounds like. And then they'll use every excuse in the book to say why, to justify why they left. But honestly, what it sounds like, she stayed in that relationship long enough to get to a point in her life where she's accomplished, and now she wants a man who's already at her level or above, because he doesn't fit the bill to where she wants him to be, but she wasn't where she wanted to be when he held her down. So there's no loyalty, there's no compromise, there's no working with each other. You just want what you want, and that's why they don't get it a lot of times. And it don't matter how attractive you think you are, men are going to look at the very same thing that you're walking away from. They're going to look at the fact that He held you down and you built yourself up, and now you're walking away and you're leaving him, and it's all about your happiness and not his. That's a selfish way to go. And this is why I say successful women end up by themselves. And we see many, many examples of that. All they do is they meet guys, and yeah, you date guys, but it never works out. They always end up by themselves. Vivica Fox, a whole bunch of women who are 50, 60 years old by themselves because they will not settle. And they don't want to settle because they want something that's unrealistic, in my opinion, and they never get it. And a lot of these are attractive women. So yeah, it's just what it is. And if you can't work it out with the man that you married and gave children to, how are you going to work it out with anybody else? Like she clearly said, listen, if the man, doesn't, provide what she's looking for, she's out. And if he could marry her and do all of that, she's going to be out. So this is why men are skeptical. And this is why men end up ghosting these women, end up using them for sex and moving on, because they know they don't trust you. There's no loyalty anymore. People don't look at marriage as something sacred. So you'll bounce from marriage to marriage. You'll leave any marriage if it doesn't suit you, if you don't feel you're happy. And this is another thing that women got to understand. Happiness, a man is not there for your complete happiness. That's something that you have to work on yourself. Just like you work on your careers, you work on your degrees, you work on accomplishing certain things, you have to work on your happiness just like he does. And then when you guys are at that place, you come together, it makes it better. So yeah, I think a lot of women make these mistakes, but they gonna learn. They're gonna learn the hard way. And when they do, it's too late. Then they're depressed and saying, well, this looks like what I got. Because you had the best thing you could get and you blew it thinking that you could get better because you think you're attractive. That's not the only requirement for the type of men that these women want. The King Jean says a brother would be spending $560,664 just in kids. Baby, say it ain't so. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate you. Divine Photo says she showed and told the men what she all about. And if you still hit her up, I don't feel sorry for you. This baby mama told the internet she won't compete. Exactly. Divine Photos. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah, she basically told you what she's about. And if you go in it saying, oh, she look good, then just don't go into it. If you go into it with a serious mind, she already told you, hey, if you don't level up to what she wants, and if something happens and you can't, she gonna be out. If you're not jumping through hoops to make her happy 24/7, she gonna walk out on you, leave you. It don't matter if you give her children or what, that doesn't matter. Marriage doesn't hold any weight. Children don't hold any weight. She wants you to be a jumping monkey 24 hours a day, every single day, to make her happy, level up, pay all the bills, take care of her, and her, do everything. And that's all she wants, because she wasn't getting it in her marriage. Even though the man paid all the bills while she worked on herself, that wasn't good enough. She didn't hold him down. She said she respected him, but not enough to stay with him because she was unhappy. And she didn't respect him enough to stay with him and work through it. Whatever it was, because he was good enough for you to marry and have 3 kids with, but he wasn't good enough to work on it and stay with him and figure it out. And now you think you're going to have all these other options to get another man with 3 kids and the way you left your husband? That's how men look at it. And that's why they have a hard time. I'm just saying. And listen, I don't have a problem with women getting what they want. If you could get it, kudos to you. But what I'm saying, there's a whole bunch of other women who made these mistakes and they're regretting it. They're regretting it. And it ain't just black women. It's just women in general who left their husbands and they regretted it. So I would always say to women, listen, look around you. Look at the women who left their husbands and thought that the grass was green on the other side and see where they at. By themselves, struggling and complaining. Because it's not, the older you get, you don't have these many options. And when you've created a family with somebody and then you forego that thinking that you can get better, it's going to be very difficult. Now, if you didn't have any children and you're relatively young, and then maybe, but and I say anything is possible. I don't rule it out, because there are women with kids who have found men who will marry them and create a life with them. So it's not impossible. but it's going to be a little bit more difficult in this dating age. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be difficult when you married in your 20s and then you leave your husband with children and all that, and then you think that you're going to find another man who's going to commit to you so easily. They're sadly mistaken. I'm just saying. Thank you, Divine Photos. Mr. Marcus, thank you for the super chat. Says, if God wanted me to stay in this marriage, 304 logic. Right. And it's funny how they walk away from marriages and then talk about God. You know, when God is all for marriage, God is all for that. And I don't think he promotes divorce. You know, if there was no infidelity, unless she said they both were doing something wrong. So if y'all both doing it, y'all both are the problem, but y'all should both be able to fix it. You know what I mean? She didn't say anything bad. There was no abuse or anything. Cause to me, that would be a deal breaker. But there's none of that. So, you know, it's just, you know, they'll see, they'll figure it out. Thank you for the super chat, Mr. Marcus. Let's continue.
Divine Photo says, you will get the man to hunt you, but you have to get on the man's program, not the other way around. How has it been working out for you not doing 50-50? Well, you just got divorced though, right?
Yeah, in September, and I haven't been in a real relationship since divorcing my ex-husband. And he said,
I think it's a female. I think this is a female. Divine Photos.
Divine Photos.
You will get a man to hunt you.
I would assume.
As in, you'll get a man that will have sex with you, but you have to get on a man's program, not the other way around.
What is that? What is getting on a man's program?
I think, okay, so here's what it is. When you say you want a man to go 80-20, right? Yeah. This is a man that has to obviously make a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Right? And you want him to be your husband, right?
That's correct, yeah.
So here's where I sit as in just giving you facts of data. This is a man that can support you and your 3 children. I'm assuming is a 100K or plus man, you know, because you're going to have to live a certain way. This man is very much desired, right? Yeah. Now, this is why I said you are attractive. So I think you're going to have a man. I don't think you're going to have no man issues. It's just, does the man that can financially do the things that you desire, is he going to want to do it? So I think that's what she's saying as in the man's program, because that man has so many options. Is he going to, the goal obviously is he loves you so much that you're his world and everything. Like, this is the rose story. The rosy story is he just loves you so much, and he'll be willing to buy a 5-bedroom house, and you know, it's just amazing. Yeah. That's the story.
Yeah, a man who's stupid. I'm just saying. A man who's dumb, in my opinion. Like, you know what I mean? This is where women talk about men being head over heels for them and being obsessed with them. Because that will cause you to do stupid stuff. You know, him being just crazy. You want that because you know he's going to make a fool of himself, and he's going to go out of his way to give you stuff that go out his way and do things that he shouldn't be doing. Now, if you're with a woman and y'all are married, yeah, I expect you as a man to take care of your woman and take care of your wife and your family. That's who your obligation would be too. Of course, you're not supposed to have a family and not take care of them. So you should take care of your family, but just dating a woman and making her your world and just doing things you shouldn't be doing is what they want, especially in this situation where you've been married, you left the man because you was done with him. He wasn't making you happy anymore. He didn't serve you. And now you want another man to come and do the same thing all over again. But there's no loyalty on your part. So he could do all this stuff for you, and there's no guarantee that you're going to stay with him and you're going to work with him and you're going to compromise, because you are selfish and you want what you want when you want it, and you want him to do it. And if he don't, then you out the door. So what's the incentive for men to get into relationships with these types of women? There is none. And the ones who would do it are what they would call simps, because you're coming in to an already made family, and there's no, you can't even trust that this woman is going to work with you or be with you regardless. There's no loyalty there. There's no commitment there, even in marriage. So why would men settle for that? Because that would be a man settling big time. Whitney R., thank you so much for the super chat. Says some women don't believe deleting. That's why they'll keep having kids. Well, I mean, thank you for the super chat, Whitney. And yes, And I'm a person who don't believe in it myself. I don't, that ain't something that I've ever done. And I don't believe in deleting babies. That I'm not, that ain't my thing either. I don't believe in it either. But why keep putting yourself in positions to where that would have to be a thought? You know what I'm saying? If you marry the person that you want to marry and y'all create a family, you don't ever have to think about deleting your child. If you're out here, and somebody mentioned in the chat too, she said she haven't been in a serious relationship since her husband. That means she's had situationships. That's what that means. So she's still out here playing around. And then what if you pop up pregnant? You won't have to put yourself in that position to have to think about deleting a child if you're not out here moving in that way. You know what I'm saying? So they put themselves in them situations. Yeah, I'm one. I don't believe in deleting a child. I don't. That's a life, and I think it's a life from conception, and I don't believe in it either. So yeah, don't put yourself in that position. You would think if you don't believe in that, you would really protect yourself from having to be in that position. You know what I'm saying? And if nobody is taking advantage of you, then it's your choice. Thank you, Whitney, for the super chat. I appreciate you. Divine Photo says, I'm a man. Okay, gotcha. I'm a man. What lady would say get on a man? What lady would say get on a man program? Right. I thought she was a man, Divine Photos. Well, Kendra, thank you, a woman, child. And I see you on Kendra G all the time. Thank you for the super chat, Divine Photos. She was shading you? Child. I don't know. Let's continue.
Listen, that's a story I want for you too. But the reality is this man has to want those things back. So I think she's alluding to that with getting on his program. But this one's in your favor. Fabulous Faces says, girl, you had 3 kids with your husband. You're cute, in shape, and ambitious. You'll find exactly what you're looking for. Good luck, sis.
Thank you.
Okay. Fabulous Faces is down for you, girl. Stack Real says, I can't wait to the documentary. We don't do 50-50. Homeless women at the social media era. Oh, she's not homeless.
Yeah,
I mean, you're doing 100 right now. Or no, you share with your
No, well, I pay everything by myself right now. He's not even on child support. Like we have a mutual understanding of what we do. And like I pay for everything myself right now. So I'm not requiring a man to pay 80% because I can't afford it myself. That I know what I want, I know what I deserve, and I want who want me. So if there's a man out there and he doesn't want to do 80-20, just don't hit me up. It's simple.
Woo! Coffee Killer said, you do know you save more money doing 50-50. Because I guess you're doing 100, you're doing 100% right now. So exactly. If you want 50-50, right. But you're not doing 50-50.
I'm not doing 50-50.
So basically, here's the deal. She's willing to do 100% by herself, but if you come in her life, she's only willing to do 20%. So you either do 100% or 20%.
And this is just financially because I do many things as a woman. The 50-50 is just financially.
Okay. This will be the last. Don't pay for no more questions. This is the last one. I don't mind doing 80-20 as long as you're taking care of the house, cooking and cleaning, etc. DeeDee, hit her up.
And do.
Woo! Hit her up, DeeDee. He's always in the comment section. I don't know what he look like. But he's always in the comment section. So if you don't mind doing 80-20, hit her up and let's see what it does. Did I ask you the last question? Why would a guy be lucky to be with you?
You did.
Okay. All right. So Akia, Atlanta. You want him to be in Atlanta?
He doesn't have to be in Atlanta, but he has to be okay with coming to Atlanta.
Oh yeah, we talked about that. I apologize. What's the age range you would date? You're 31.
So I'm 31. The youngest I'll date is, I want to say 29, like a mature 29. A mature 29 to 39.
29, 39. And you said he could have kids, right? Okay. All right. So Akia, Atlanta, 31, Virgo, esthetician, self-employed, mom of 3 kids by her ex-husband. She is open to getting married again. Are you on the Kendra G singles dating app?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let me see. I think you seem like a focused girl. So is this spelled the way it's spelled right here, Akia?
Yes, it's a Kia and then 4545.
I think your name. Oh, I don't see it. I spelled it wrong. That was my fault.
All right. Well, I hope Akia gets what she's looking for. You know, like I said, listen, if you could find what you want, kudos to you. Kudos to you, because you know, if you can find what you want, uh, kudos to you. I'm not mad at it. You know, she's a decent looking woman and stuff, but the odds are stacked against her. That's all I'm gonna say. The odds are stacked against her because the man who is doing well for himself, uh, you know, and you know, coming into the expectations that she has, he's probably not gonna want to come in and do all of that. And she knowing she has 3 kids. Yes, she was married. Her kids are by her husband. That's a plus, I think. You know, that's what everybody. She's 31. And she's relatively young. She's in shape. She has the qualities that men would look for. But the 3 kids yes, she was married, but you left you know, those are the things that men yell and talk about. And you know, yeah, at least she didn't have 3 baby daddies. She was married to her defense, but at the same time, her mentality of why she left that says a lot about her, because her expectations are higher now, and she's expecting something else. And you know, even though she's not giving us the full story, it seems like something that they could have worked out. She could have worked out because she left. He didn't leave her. She left him. And they have 3 kids together. So any other man would be like, okay, why did you leave your man? Like, he's a good father. He's a good man. You respect him, but not enough to stay with him. Something ain't right with that. You know, it's just something ain't going. And most men don't want to be put in those situations. And I think women don't consider that. They know it might be an issue, but they don't consider it. They still make the decisions that they make, kind of knowing that it's not gonna, it's you know, that may be an issue. And so, that's why they say, well, if this is not what you wanted, I'm not the woman for you. Well, unfortunately, they may not be the woman for a lot of men, because I don't think men get into relationships or marriages just to leave. You know what I'm saying? I think men seem to put more stock into marriage and relationships than women. Women just feel like, hey, if it ain't serving me, I'm out. Men are more invested from what I see. This is why women are the ones that typically leave. And women are, you know, men seem to value it more. If you are marriage, you're marriage minded, you are the type of man who believes in marriage. You don't get married just to leave. You'll stay and work it out. And women just be like, you know, I haven't got time for this. If you don't want to do what I want you to do or whatever, you know, they out. They leave and leave the men, no matter if they created a family with you or not. So I don't know if that's something that that a man would be invested in, knowing the situation. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully she get what she's looking for. Hit the like button. Oh, I gotta sneeze. Hit the like button, you guys. Hit the like. Hit the like button, please. Hit the like button. So I'm gonna give a few minutes if you want to join and give your 2 cents on what we've talked about today. I'll put the link if you want to. Thank you, Queen of Vibes. If you want to join the live and give your 2 cents, I'm opening the panel up for you guys. If you want, I pinned it to the top of the chat. If you want to join, you don't have to be on cam. But please have a picture on your avatar, no blank picture. So if you want to join to give your 2 cents, go ahead and join. If not, we're going to wrap this up in a minute. So I'll give it a few minutes for you guys to, if you want to join and give your thoughts on any of these topics that I post in this live stream. You can go ahead and click the link. The link is posted to the top of the chat if you want to join. Make sure you guys are continuously hitting the like button. Hit the like button, y'all. We still have a few 177 people in here, y'all. We got 132 likes. So go ahead and hit the like button if you haven't already. So yeah, it's just, you know, once again, this we see, if, you know, if there weren't any examples of this, I wouldn't feel so strongly about it. Like we see too many examples of women hitting the wall and making poor decisions across the board, but they don't want to accept the consequences. So every it's the same across the board. It doesn't matter how attractive you are. Attractive women have hit the wall and they've ran out of options and they don't understand why. I was watching a clip of Claudia Jordan, which I'll be doing a reaction to her talking about this as well. And uh, see, Irvin, you got to, can you hear me? So, what I was saying, there are a lot of women who think that they're the what's that dude said he's the exception. A lot of women think that they're the exception to the rule, but they're really not. They're not the exception. See, Irvin, you got to put a picture on your avatar, at least a picture. But they think they're the exception. They think that because maybe they have all of the other qualifications like the fitness level, the you know, attractive level, that the other stuff doesn't apply, but it does. You kind of disqualify yourself in a sense when you do things a certain way. And I don't think that they see that because all they see is what they want. It's a selfish nature of women. It's the selfish nature of women to want what they want at any cost, and they don't think that there are consequences because a lot of women do not consider what men want. And I think that's a problem. And I think if they do that, they would fare a lot better. And then you would move differently. If you know what men want, you would move a bit differently. And a lot of women choose the wrong situations and then they want to get out of it after they've created families and they think that it's going to be a lot different after they do that. And a lot of times it's not. So that's why you have to choose wisely. Choose wisely who you choose to marry and who you have families with, because that's what you're going to be with. That's what you're going to be stuck with. You're not going to be able to just jump from relationship to relationship and get what you want fully. You know what I'm saying? So I wish they would understand that. Let's see. See, Irving, can you hear me? Can you hear me, see, Irving? It says you're offline. See, Irving, go out and come back in. Can you hear me? Go out and come back in. Can y'all still hear me on the live? If anybody want to come up, give your thoughts. If not, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to wait for C. Irvin to see if he's going to come back up. If you want to come up and give your 2 cents, do it now because we about to wrap it up. And also hit the like button, y'all. Please hit the like button. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, please. Let's see. So yeah, I just think it's a issue. Can you hear me?
Yep.
What's going on? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing, DeeDee? Thank
I'm
you for having me.
What's your
Just,
thought?
I think like the last caller on Kendra, I feel like she's not really content with what she has, and that's kind of the reason why she wanted to just make the switch,
Yeah,
um, to finding somebody different. And I've noticed that a lot as well with a lot of these callers.
yeah.
They're always searching for greener grass. That's kind of how I like to put it, you know?
Thanks.
Can't
I mean,
hear you.
anything else to add? What? Echo?
Yeah, I can't really like for some reason like I can't really hear you. I can hear you every other word,
Oh,
but yeah, it's a bit choppy. Let me see if this helps. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yep, I can. Yes, I can. I can.
Any,
hmm
any thoughts?
Um, like you said something earlier, like finding people kind of need to be open to finding a situation that's perfect for them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think like this is also quite important in finding the right person for you. And yeah, a lot of people, I think they're, I think after every time they fail in a relationship or dating prospect, they add more expectations on and on and on and on and on, so they become less content after a while. So yeah, your expectations become unrealistic, and
Yeah.
it's almost impossible to find someone now. So
Right.
yeah, this is kind of what I've seen, like with a lot of your content, and the reactions that you do. And yeah, I just think it's really good that you show that, and you also show like the other side of the coin, like the interdependent, relationships rather than, oh, I'm independent, I'm going to do my thing on my own. I think it's great that you show the other side because we don't see that a lot, especially on social media, people kind of are proud of flaunting being independent and not needing anybody and doing their own thing, but I like that you actually bring it, you show the other side basically. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah. I don't know why. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but it's just
It's,
chopping.
I don't know why. Mute if you something mute. Let me if you mute while I'm
Maybe I'll mute you here. Let's see if I
yeah.
can mute.
Can you still hear me? Is it choppy?
Okay, I can hear you here, but I can't mute you here. I can hear you. Mhm.
But somebody says it's bad. I don't know why it's doing. Do you have it playing on something else?
Yeah, I have it in the background, but I've turned that down.
Okay. So how does it sound now? Still echo.
Maybe I should just turn it. Let me just turn it off.
Yeah, turn it off.
Yeah, how's it now?
You turn it off?
Yeah, I did.
Is
So I
that
can hear
better?
you. Yeah, it is. I can hear you now.
It's still an echo.
Uh,
Okay,
mm,
you did. I'm sorry. And you got a good about the audio. But unrealistic all day. Y'all hear me talk about it all the time. I understand when you make poor raise the bar. That doesn't make
mm,
but that's the once again of women. Think that they're the prize and the best thing. It doesn't matter which bad or good, expectations are still going, which is
mhm,
a problem.
mhm. And I think it's also made it quite difficult as well as far as like dating apps as well. I know you haven't really covered that yet, but this is something I would like you to like cover as well,
Dating apps?
Yeah, like what's your like your thought on dating apps? Do you think it works? Do you think it doesn't work? Do you think it also makes um, you know, people on there have like a, overinflated like sense of self type of thing and unrealistic expectations there?
Yeah. I've never been on it, so I think it's no different. People
Okay.
lie on dating apps, the expectation the roof. They
Mhm.
still expect the same things. So I don't think as they're productive, just regular dating. Have you ever been on it?
Yeah, but I'm more of a person that prefer to meet people in real life.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Because
Yeah,
people will always show their best face on an app, you know, and also on these apps too, they have a laundry list of what they expect, their expectations. But often, you know, when you meet these people, like they don't come with those things as well, the
right.
stuff that they're putting online. wanting somebody who's whole, but they don't come whole themselves. You know, and I think, like you said it once in a previous stream, but I do think men are more open to meeting women halfway. Like a man will understand, okay, like I have flaws, she has flaws, she doesn't come whole, but I'm willing to work with her,
Right.
you know, to build something and see where it goes, you know. But I think women, a lot of women from the jump just have this mindset of, you know, this is the list. I'm rigid in it. I ain't moving from it. This is what it's going to be, type of thing, you know.
Yeah.
And even on these apps too, and on in social media.
Yeah, but that's the problem with building. That's why the women have more men. I stand on it. I think women have more because their expectations are too delusional. You know, I think men are open to working with women. Have their standards. They don't want to settle, judge, and I think that's the problem. I think you should have standards, men and women, accept anything, but you understand what's realistic, you know, and you got to be open. Whoever you pick, they are. You can't expect change. You got to expect that what a person is who they are, and that's what you want to. You can't get in a person and admit you want to do something else, and if they don't, women tend to do, they to change a level to expect them accept them the way they are. This is what growing. Oh, we grew apart. He doesn't want to live. You've just been accustomed to, or something you just now you want. Now you want him to, and he may not want to be comfortable with. So that's what they mean. Hard. He's not anymore. So now you. That's crazy.
Yeah. You know, and there used to be a time when people would grow to love each other, you know.
And change, and too, change. You do change. You can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yeah, I heard you. You said, "Yep, I heard
you. Relationship things do change, but y'all grow together. You don't have to grow separately. Y'all work on it together. That's the whole point of being in a relationship, that you grow together. When I was 25, I'm overall the same person, but I have changed. I've changed. I've grown in certain areas. But it don't mean that I separately to I want to leave my husband. No, we learn. It's not the same, but y'all grow. Y'all understand. You got to understand the relationship, and when you have children, all of that changes the dynamic of the relationship too. It's not quite the same before you had kids. After you have kids, you know that being in a long-term changes are going to occur, but y'all work through them. That's the difference. You don't have to leave in order to hurt yourself, and that don't make any sense. The whole point of being in a relationship, that you grow together, learn each other. It's easy now, but the commitment, a lot of women don't to. Not as committed as they committed for a certain time. When they feel like not certain them, they ready to bounce.
Yeah.
There's no loyalty. Marriage doesn't mean these new women, because the marriage is that you committed to the person no matter what. I'm not saying you know. That's why you're married. So you know what type of if you got in the beginning and you don't want to cheat, that ain't the person for you. Don't marry him.
Yeah. It's become more like a label, though. Marriage has become, I think, more like a label thing, a status thing now. You know.
Yeah, and it's not taken seriously anymore. That's why they say marriage, because you don't want to. People want to go out and do whatever they want. Mentally accept. You can't do that. Like if you want to be a streets, then just be for the streets. Don't say you want marriage when you know you're not gonna.
Yeah. And I don't think relationships or marriage are just based on like what can you do for me. I think it should also be like what can you bring as well, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you married?
No, I'm not.
You looking to get
But,
married?
I would like to be though. I would like to be
Like,
definitely one day, you know. Like I'm not like turned off by it
right.
despite the stuff we talk about, you know. I do believe like there is hope, you know, and like I'm over in Germany, so it's a bit different as well, like compared to the US with getting divorces and stuff and losing half of your stuff, you
Mm-hmm.
know, child support. Even that's different over here because I moved, you know, here.
Okay.
So yeah, you know.
Do you think that?
I do think, go ahead.
Do you think it's different? Are you? Yeah, I mean, a relationship that's worth marriage, worthy of marriage. Is it hard?
I would say it is,
Mhm.
but it's quite different to the US, you know.
Okay.
Like
Way though.
in Europe, in Germany. So
Mhm.
like it's like of course like in Germany as well and in other countries in Europe, they are influenced by the US and you know take up ideals and positives and negative stuff as well. But I think it just depends on where the girl's background is, you know, and where her, you know, how she grew up with her family as well. You know, because I've been able to see both sides too, you know. I've
Mhm.
been able to see, you know, women who do fit the bill, you know, and they come from good homes and so forth, you know, and I've also seen the contrast as well, you know. So yeah,
Well, we could just hope and pray for the best.
for sure. I mean, your son, you said your son's been to Germany, so you know, if it doesn't work out in the U.S., then he could, you know, go head over to Germany.
He probably would. Listen, he liked it. He visited
Yeah,
visited once. He was 7 days.
yeah.
And he
I
liked
forgot. You said like he was in which city?
what the he was. Oh my God, I can't remember. I was here. I can tell you. Um, hold on one second. I
Mhm.
want to tell you. Hold
All right.
on, seriously. My bad. Y'all. I want to tell him exactly. Give me 1 second. Hold on.
Okay.
Here. My bad. Can you?
Yep.
He went to Vienna, Austria.
Oh, he was in Austria.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's I said Vienna.
Vienna.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. You
Okay.
familiar with that?
Yeah. It's nice there. It's
Yeah, that's
nice.
where he went.
Yeah, it's good for like skiing and stuff. You know.
Yeah, so that's where he. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
All right. Anything else before I move on?
Um.
That is an echo.
No, nothing that comes to mind. No.
All right.
Just,
Well,
just you know what? I appreciate what you do. You know, and you know we do see you over here as well. You
oh,
know, I just wanted to put that out there as well. You
you
know, I do have quite a lot of friends and colleagues who watch, and you know,
really
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
it?
Hmm?
They enjoy the content.
Yeah, they do. They do. I mean, they don't always. I mean, they don't always have time to catch the live streams, but
Yeah.
they do watch a lot of the clips and stuff
Okay.
as well.
Oh,
So,
that's just
mhm.
women. Is it women
Mhm.
or just men?
Men for the most part. Like, I mean, I have, you know, a colleague, she's a female, and she watches sometimes the, you know, the clips and stuff here and there, but mostly the guys, you know. Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
appreciate it. Appreciate it. I
Mhm.
appreciate it you for supporting and just listening. I think it's important for people to hear how we were with you approach. What I am is changing. It's changing slowly but surely.
Mhm.
Because I hear it the most. So I'm gonna go ahead and let somebody else come. I appreciate you. So thank you so much for coming up.
All right. Thank you for having me, DeeDee.
No problem.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, no
All right.
problem.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Uh, oh, what's going on, Michael?
Hey, how you doing?
How y'all doing?
Good.
Can you hear me?
Not pretty well. Not very well.
Not very well. I don't know what's going on with this sound. I don't know what it is. Hold on one second. Let me remove Hustler. How you been, Michael?
I've been very well. How you doing?
I'm okay. I'm good. I'm good. What's your thoughts on on all of this?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I live up the street. I live right up the street from and can you hear me?
I can hear you. It's a little staticky, but I can hear you.
Okay. I live right up the street from an Indian gas station, and I know one thing for in Muslim and Indian cultures, women are not allowed to make certain decisions on their own. They're not allowed to like decide who they want to date and stuff like that. They do arranged marriages, is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of these modern American women are going to have to start doing their parents may have to start doing arranged marriages for their own good. Because I was watching the Balloon Pop show and I've seen some of the most. I'm not gay. I'm a long way from gay, Miss DeeDee. I'm a long way from homosexual.
Okay.
But I've seen some great, successful, and handsome men get rejected because of their shoes, their status, they got from the streets. I know Cynthia G, I know Kendra G is getting tired of doing this whole live stream where she has to listen to what women want to require and women want to require this, they want to require that, but they never want to put in. They always come with children. Like you saw the recent interview with Antoine Davis, with Antoine Daniels. I'm sorry.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah.
This girl said that y'all were the nerds in school, so we rejected y'all. Now as soon as we come with kids, y'all rejecting us. Y'all need to let that go because I mean y'all should be willing to take care of our kids and be there for us, even though we rejected you in school and got pregnant by Pookie and Ray Ray like over 7 or 8 times. So I'm thinking to myself, that is the most asinine, stupid thing I ever heard in my life, Miss DeeDee.
Right.
Um, I mean, if you want to be with Pookie and Ray Ray, I mean, be with Pookie and Ray Ray. But I'm gonna be the dork. I'm a dork. I read a lot. I'm in the computers. I'm the dork. I'm the nerd. I gotta get. I believe in getting an education, improving, getting more and more knowledge as time go on. And I believe in religion and spirituality. So I'm the dork. So if you want to be with a thug or what you call a masculine man, I'm not saying I'm not masculine. I'm just saying what I'm saying is you if you want to be with a dude that pretends to be masculine by sagging his pants and showing his drawers and committing crimes, then be with that dude. And when you get pregnant by him, your consequence, like Philip Scott said, you're gonna have to take care of those children by yourself, and you're gonna have to cut that ninja down for money and have to have to force him to pay child support. Every last one of those ninjas. And if those ninjas are in jail, you're gonna have to take care of all those children by yourself. It's for the good of the community that we start doing status correction. And the best way to status correct is to make these women be accountable for their decisions.
Right. I agree 100%. I mean, that's what it is. But we could tell them, give them the information, but if they don't listen, it is what it is. They're gonna keep making the same mistakes over and over and over. There's nothing anybody could do about it. Until they learn to do better. It's just gonna be what it is. You can lead them, but you can't make them, listen.
You can lead a horse to the well, but you can't make them drink.
Exactly, exactly. So, At this point, it's just becoming a little bit comical. It's just it's because and until this is why I say women are the ones who can make the most change, yeah, if they're willing to do it, but they're not, and especially if they have men who are catering to the nonsense, they're gonna
Yeah,
continue.
you know what I'm saying? Black women can destroy Pookie and Ray Ray by simply not dating them.
Right,
All they gotta do is say, "Well, I don't date Pookie and Ray Rays no more." Most of these dudes will pull their pants up, do everything they can to get those ugly Lil Wayne tattoos off their body, cut those dreads, and go to a GED school and try to get them a certification and a trade or a degree tomorrow. If every woman that finds that attractive, women have more power than what they think, but they choose to not to use it, Miss DeeDee.
right. Yeah, they use that the power that they think they have, they're using it in the wrong way.
Right.
Yeah, so it's
And,
not.
it's destroying them. It's destroying them. They don't even realize. It's destroying them, and it's also destroying our community as well.
Yeah,
Which is why the good men have got to enact consequences for that. And
mhm,
the men who have daughters have got to meet every boyfriend that your daughter has. I know your husband does that with his daughters. So that's how we got to start doing it. We got to start watching these. Got to start teaching these kids the value system of that Crimson Cure, which was taught to her by Father's Time, which originally came from the Bible. We got to teach our children to have men who have values. Go out with men who have standards, not men who sag their pants and who destroy their communities. That's not manly. You tough in your own community, but you won't join the military. You a man when it comes to selling drugs or being out in the street, but you're not a man when it comes to paying child support. You're not a man when it comes to put some money on your wife's or girlfriend's nails and hair and stuff like that. I mean, we gotta teach these girls better. And the ones who don't want to listen, they gonna suffer the consequences. You get pregnant 7. I don't care if you get pregnant 12 times by a Pookie and Ray Ray. You gonna take care of all 12 of those kids by yourself, and you not gonna have no money for yourself. Oh well,
right.
because a lot of real men are listening to Philip Scott. We listen to Angry Man. We still listen to Kevin Samuels. So no, you on your own. I
Gotcha.
don't know. Yeah.
Well, listen, I appreciate you so much for coming up and seeing you come back. Good seeing you though. I hope everything has been good. I'm gonna move on to the next person. Thank you so much for being here. I
No
appreciate you.
problem. No problem.
No problem. Thank you.
Hmm.
Hustler, what's going on, Hustler? Can you hear me?
What's good, DeeDee? Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. How you doing?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you. How's everything been going?
Everything's going swell, swell. Embrace the new year.
What's your thoughts on this foolishness?
Yeah. Now, I want to piggyback on what the other gentleman was saying about social media, how
Yeah,
it's changed the dating market. I did my own show about that maybe last year on my own panel, and I believe social media has changed the dating market. Well, it's changed the dating market and not for the better. Because if you were to go back at least 20 years ago when we had dating sites like MySpace, Black Planet, first of all, we use those sites more sparingly because we didn't have laptops back then. We didn't have smartphones or whatever. Now everybody had a laptop or a smartphone, so we had to use that stuff a little more sparingly. And second of all, we put in effort to try to meet somebody. Because I've met plenty of females off MySpace and Black Planet when I was in my college days. Because I've legit met women. We exchanged phone numbers, we talk and text the whole nine. Legit met somebody. Now, what are women doing nowadays? They just go up there just a thirst trap, get likes, comments, subscriptions, don't give a damn about trying to meet anybody. Now they just want the likes and the attention without putting in the effort to legit meet somebody. I've been noticing that for the last decade plus. It's like, damn, we don't put in effort to meet anybody anymore. We don't put in effort to try to go out here and try to talk to people anymore because it's all about social media. I mean, online dating was not such a bad thing back in the day, but now it's like it's all we want to do. It's all we want to. It's all we got. Gone are the days of legit trying to meet somebody. So yeah, dating apps have messed it up. And from what I'm understanding, I'm seeing that dating apps have back in the day, dating sites didn't work too much against men. It kind of benefited them. Meaning, bad thing, you could be an average dude or an
Yeah.
average height dude and still have your pick of the ladies back then. And
Right.
back and but nowadays, I'm noticing now the standard is you got to be 6 feet tall. You got to be like this. I don't date men who are under 6 feet. Seriously, nobody was saying this bullshit 25 years ago. Really? I mean, maybe some were, but they weren't saying it back then like that. I don't
Right.
know about you, but no female I knew when I was in my university days was talking like this. And even if they did, they got called out for it. Like, you should value confidence, Christian value. You should value a man's spirit. Back then, it was all about confidence and being able to love yourself to get a woman. But now, I think they're becoming visual like us men. And that's not a good thing.
Right. I say the
So, yeah, dating apps.
the
Go ahead.
modern
I'm sorry.
modern women are the new men. You know, they act like men. They really do. And it's not good. And this is why, but they complain about men being feminine because men have standards. I think,
Yep.
yeah, because men have standards and they're not just accepting anything. That's what they say.
I mean, that ain't nothing new. I mean, women gonna always get mad at men for having a standard, but they want to, but they want us to meet their expectations. Really?
Right. Even no matter how unrealistic it is, no matter how unrealistic it is, they want y'all to level up to that level, but they're not leveling up themselves in the ways that men are looking for women. They're just looking at everything financially, but not looking at, who they are and what they bring to the table. That's why that's so offensive. We talked about this all the time. What you bring to the table, they get offended because they're like, what you mean? Like, I have a vagina. They think because they have a woman in a vagina, that's the only thing that matters.
Yeah.
Not
You and thousands of other women have a JJ. So what makes you special? Sheesh.
Mhm. Yeah, but tell that
And
to
me personally, I don't mean to cut you off, but me personally, I don't even bother asking no female what she brings to the table. I don't bother asking that question at all because I'm gonna find out through conversation. Do you add to my life, or are you gonna be a detriment to my life? I mean, society already expects men to have more than women. So that's how what I run with. I'm supposed to have more money than you, have more status than you. So what you bring to the table as far as sex is more irrelevant, in my opinion, because you ain't got nothing I ain't seen her have before. You ain't got nothing I ain't seen her dealt with before a day in my life. So
yeah.
I don't bother asking that. I'm just gonna find out what you bring to the table. If
Right.
it's just you and a whole lot of baggage, I'll deal with you accordingly, or just get the hell out my face.
And you know what?
I've learned to move. I'm sorry. I've learned to move with my environment or move according to, read the room and move according to my environment. If I can't take it, just get the hell on. That's how I learn to move. But
Right.
go ahead.
And then, I don't think men are specifically asking what do you bring to the table, but they're asking in a way of they're not. I don't think most men are saying what do you sitting down taking a woman on a date and asking her what do you bring to the table, but I think they're asking questions that would demonstrate what demonstrate that, like, what's your goals, and do you have any kids, and what was your last relationship like. All of those questions are basically answering what you bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? Because I saw a video of a man saying, "What man in his right mind is asking a woman what she brings?" Now I don't think they're asking straight up. At least I don't think, or I don't think you should. It's not like, "What do you bring to the table?" No, just asking questions to get to know the person, figuring out things, asking questions about them. It's learning them and figuring out what they actually bring to the table, what their goals are, what they're looking for, what are your expectations. What are you looking for from a man? What do you do? What are you contributing to a relate? When you ask the right questions, you'll find all that out. And sometimes I think people aren't asking the right questions. And then they just find out later, and then that leads to nowhere. Or some women will tell you straight up what they're looking for, which will be a red flags and tell you to move on. But sometimes certain men don't. They go for it even though they know it's probably not what they really want for a serious relationship. So there's that. And so I don't know, I just think it's a mess. It's a hot mess.
It
and
is.
and once again, I do think the unrealistic expectations from men is what's making it worse. I think the standards, that these so-called standards that the women have, are not any standards that are based in something that would create a healthy, stable, long-lasting relationship. I think
It really isn't.
right. The expectations and the standards that they have for men is based on superficial ideas or ideals, and it's not something that equates to healthy relationships. And they don't care. They just want a man who's going to take care of them, and that's just about it. And I think that's the real problem, as opposed to you working together, like I said before, working together. You bring your resources, he bring his. Y'all figure it out and build up on it. As opposed to that, they just want a man who's can, finance their lifestyle, and that's it. And the minute you can't, you don't when you don't serve this woman anymore, they're out. There's no loyalty, there's no commitment. There's nothing that would say, "Oh, this is a woman that I want to marry and build a life with because I know she's loyal. I know she's got my back and I have hers." There's none of that. So how are you going to build a relationship with that if a man knows, "Hey, if I fall short, you out." That I wouldn't sign up for that.
Yeah,
I wouldn't marry anybody with those expectations. I wouldn't. That you setting yourself up for failure when you do that. So when men say, "Hey, we ain't really trying to get married like that," because these women, I understand it. And these women tell you, like the lady on the Kendra G, she is basically saying, "Nah, if you don't meet my standards, and if I'm not happy, I'm out. I don't care if we married. I don't care if we have
yeah,
kids. I'm out." And that's how they think. That's why most of them leave.
yeah. And here's something else to think about as far as the standards go. I mean, let's just say as a woman, you have these standards. You got to be 6 feet tall. Got to make six figures. You got to be able to do this, that, and the third for you. And you meet a guy who meets those. Let's say I meet the standard. As a man, I meet your standards. Now the question is, what do you bring to my life? I meet your standards. Now, what are you going to add to my life? They don't ask themselves that question. They just want a man to meet their standards, but on the contrary, they don't add much of anything, to the man's life. Are you going to be a traditional woman? Are you going to be a God-fearing Christian woman? Are you going to be one of these old concubines for the streets? If it's the latter, then what the hell are we talking about? So you can't have a standard for a man knowing you're not going to meet whatever requirements he has.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's a selfish mentality. They think vagina is enough. That's what y'all want. So here it is on a silver platter. Take this used vagina and do what you will with it and pay all my bills. That's it. They don't think of what, because a lot of women have never been taught what they should do for a man. They've been taught that a man should do everything for them. So they never thought about, okay, what can I do for him? The expectation is just a man is supposed to make, happy wife, happy life. Oh, as long as the wife is happy, then everything is good. And that's not the truth for the man, because they don't consider your happiness. They only consider themselves. And that's why when they're not happy, that's why they think, "Oh, a man is supposed to come in and make my life so much happier and just make my life so much better." But they never thought about, or were never told, "Oh, you need to." Well, in some instances, older women have told some women, "Hey, girl, you need to, keep that man happy. You need to do this and do that." But they don't teach that anymore. They don't tell you that. It's all about what you can get from a man, and that's it. And they'll just sling him a little coochie here and there, and that's it. And he should be happy. And if he's not, he got a problem. And if you ain't happy, oh my God, he got to jump through hoops to keep you happy, or you gonna leave him. That's the only, and men aren't tolerating that. So it's caused a major divide, as y'all already know, that, men are over here, women are over here, is separate, and there's no compromise. So as long as there's no compromise, unfortunately, a bunch of men gonna be single and a bunch of women gonna be single too. But the women are the ones complaining about it, but they don't want to make any changes. They want men to make all the changes. So what changes are you supposed to make? You're supposed to just be everything that she wants and nothing, and expect nothing from her. That I don't think that that's a fair deal. But that's what they want. Bottom line.
Yeah,
So
yeah, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't.
right. So Hustler, I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the next person. Anything else you want to add?
Nope, that's all I got. Good seeing you again.
You too. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. Take care.
Not a problem.
Successful MD says one thing for sure, they are still having babies. That too. Successful MD also says they were doing the same. Internet magnifies it, and that's true. That is true. Thank you, Successful MD. I appreciate you. Jay Tillman, what's going on? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you good, DeeDee. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very clear. Thank you so much for being here. What's your thoughts
Thank
on?
you. Thank you. First of all, thanks for having me up, and I love the platform. Watch often. There's a huge disconnect in our community when we're talking about relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I believe that our community is the only community that, but I guess because in we have a unique experience as Black Americans, that we tend to pull up the lower of our community
Yeah.
up with us, even though we're trying to go up. Regardless of what, we all got family members that's probably in jail doing whoever knows what, and we don't hold people accountable. So I think the dating market is a reflection of that.
Yeah.
So when we don't hold each other accountable, we don't hold ourselves accountable for things,
Mm-hmm.
then people just think they can say anything and get anything they want. We actually have to address these things in our daily lives, day to day, every step by step. Not allow these things to continue to go by. I think you did a video where the girl got pulled up to the front of the congregation, and people had a lot to say about that. Like, that's what we need. I mean, I'm not religious, but we need that. We need to be holding people accountable for their actions. We
Right.
told you not to do this. You knew the consequences of this. So now you young. Now you got to work. Who's going to be taking care of your kid? Somebody's going to have to be there. The dude wasn't there. He wasn't in the picture. So it's things like that. We need to be holding ourselves accountable. We need to be holding each other accountable. Us men need to hold each other accountable, especially
Mm-hmm.
to say, "Hey, bro, old girl, I know she got a fat one, but that ain't the move, fam. Even if you're going to do it, I hope you protecting yourself.
Right.
Because if something happens, it, that's your choice. And just like the women, hey, close your legs. You keep saying ain't no good men out here. There's no good man, ain't no good man. All men do this. Then why are you giving them access to yourself? It doesn't make sense. It's an oxymoron. So that's all I got to say.
Ask you this real quick though. Who do you think need to make the most change? Do you think it's women and men have to make the changes, or you? Because you, as y'all listen to me, so you know how I feel. I think women need to make the majority of the changes. I do, because I think that they've never been held accountable. They've never been held accountable. They've been able to just think and be and do as they feel, and now it's on autopilot. They really don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. They think, as a woman, just let us be women, let us just be as ratchet or as problematic as we want to be, and it's up to men. Let's put it on the men. Men, y'all just gotta accept us because this is the nature of who we are. So just accept us, and y'all gotta bring but while requiring men to have the highest standards ever. And women really don't think that they need to change or make any changes whatsoever. So to me, I think that women are the ones who have to make the most changes because they've never been pressured to do it. Men have always been held to certain standards. Men have always known that, hey, if you want a woman, if you want an attractive woman, if you want a certain caliber woman, you have to bring something to the table. But women, on the other hand, just think that, oh, a man should just accept them the way they are and they don't have to do anything. What's
hmm
your thoughts on that?
I think it's a double-edged sword. I don't think you can attack one without attacking the other at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I say for those women with that mindset, we leave them, let them talk. If they want to stay big back, blowed out, they want to stay out here in the streets twerking on at lunch venues and stuff like that. Leave them. Don't address them. Ignore them. Turn them. Put the scarlet letter on them and leave them out there in the streets. You know.
Mm-hmm.
And then the women that see that they want more, they want marriage, they want commitment and all this other stuff, then we pull them into the fold. But as men, us men, we can't complain about women with the hair hats and all this stuff like that if we continue to buy into it.
Mm-hmm.
You can't stop. I mean, stop liking stuff on Instagram. It's as simple as that. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, oh yeah, just a quick like. Don't do that. Don't do it. Even if in your mind you looking like, oh yeah, man, I would. Ooh yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Don't do it. Nobody cares. Nobody needs to know. Leave them out of it. Change yourself. Men need to get better. We need to ignore those women, the women that want it, women like minded like yourself and a lot of other content creators that I watch online, the other women on there. It's a different mindset. These women exist, man. They out here. They not asking for this craziness, man. They understand what 50-50 really means.
Mm-hmm.
And if a woman said, I don't go 50-50, then bye. Have a good day. Bye. That's it. Leave them alone. If they don't, they're not going to change.
Right.
They're not going to change because
Yep.
they're getting what they want. They
Mhm.
don't want marriage. They don't want commitment. They
Mm.
want drama. They want chaos, man. They want that meet to meet action, and then you you gone. And a couple buy some Jordans for my son, get him the PS5, and get out of my face. That's what they want. So leave them alone. And if you get into that, then that's your fault, man. That's your fault as a man for messing with a woman like that. And any woman that gets with a Pookie or a Nug Nug or a Ray Ray, that's their fault. But that's what they want. These women love chaos, man. I see it. I try not to scroll. I try to unsubscribe, not unsubscribe, but I
Yeah.
don't want to see this content.
Hmm.
Keeps feeding it to me. Probably because I watch everybody's content like this, but
Right.
yeah. But I'm like, just leave them alone, man. Let them do. Let them fail. Let them fail. We have to leave them behind. We got to leave certain people behind.
I agree, and that's where I do say that's where I do hold the men accountable who cater to that. Because if you're sitting up there, liking it, it fuels the fire. It fuels them to continue to think the way they think. Because if men are constantly, like I said before, men are constantly saying, "What's going on, Queen? You look so great," and all this. You're feeding into their to the madness, and they believe that, and it fuels them to keep doing it and thinking that way. So yeah, I think I agree 100%. I think that's the way a lot of men fuel that and make these women think that what they want is possible because
Yeah,
there's somebody somewhere, some man somewhere catering to that. There's
yeah,
some man
absolutely.
somewhere
A
who
lot of them.
dealing with these women in some way, shape, or form because they want something out of them, and that's why these women think the way they think.
Be oh man, she thick. Oh, she thick. No,
Right.
she's fat. No, she's obese. 2025, we calling them what it is.
Yep.
Every time I see Balloon Show, well, he's too short. So you can say he's too short, but from your ankle to your knee is the same size. It's the same diameter. But you calling this man short? Like, no, okay, so oh no, I'm sorry. I'm not attracted to her. I don't date fat girls. That's what they
Right.
should start saying.
Right.
Yeah, you're gonna get kickback, but that's what it is, man. If
Yep.
if I'm short, if I'm bald or whatever like that, then you fat.
Right.
We're not gonna skirt around the issues no more, man. Because it's
That
a sign of laziness.
yeah, it is. It is straight up, straight fast, and that's what I said too. I think men need to start being more outspoken about and you don't have to be rude, but they don't care
Mm-mm.
about being rude either.
They don't.
I mean,
They're
just
gonna call you sassy.
yeah,
As soon as you say something that a woman don't like,
sassy.
she's gonna call you sassy off the bat. So just hey, I'll be sassy then, man. I'll
Exactly.
wear I'll, I'm gonna start. I'll wear a glitter shirt that say sassy across the front. I don't care.
Right.
It don't make me no difference. But
Yeah.
I'll be sassy, but you still fat.
Exactly. Right. And if you're gonna be fat until you decide to do something about it.
Yeah,
And if you don't want to do anything about it, well then that's on you. Then nobody's gonna want to deal with you. Yeah, I agree. I do think because I said this before, a lot of men are more respectable than these women. A lot of men
it's a good time.
aren't as they try to be respectful and stuff because that's what a lot of them were taught to be. You'll respect women and things of that but these women don't care about disrespecting men, and so
Mhm.
I say meet them with the same energy because if you don't, it incentivizes them to keep doing it. If they think that they can get away with it and nobody corrects them or check them, they're going to keep doing it. I said it's for the nature of a woman is if you give her an inch, she'll take a mile. If you don't
Yeah,
correct that behavior or check it when you're confronted with it, she thinks it's okay to continue to do. I hate to say it, Mr. Let Go says it all the time. Women act like children, and they do. And they do. And it's not to belittle them, but it's the truth. And I think a lot of the truth has been overlooked when it comes to women for so long. And it's kind of encouraged that behavior. So they continue to do it and they think it's acceptable now. And if you don't accept it, something wrong with you. No,
yeah.
and that's why I say women are the ones who need to be corrected. And I think I've seen several videos. There's one video where this woman she tried to call the man out and say his hairline was crazy or something, and he was like, "And you fat." I think he did call her out, and she didn't like it. Talking about you trying to break my spirit and trying to no, well, what the hell you was doing to him? Oh, you trying to break my spirit? I've worked a long time to try to build myself up. Well, why you feel it's okay to disrespect this man? And then when he meets you with that same energy, you tell him, "Oh, you're not gonna try to belittle me." Well, what were you doing to him? It was okay for you to say that about him.
Yeah.
When he turned it around, your feelings was hurt.
Yeah,
Hurt your feelings. I
they
thought
doing all they on their journey. They doing all their shadow work. That's the newest one.
it's always something new. What the hell is that? Like, is it come up with something new every time you look?
What is his shadow work? What is that? I have no idea what that means,
Gotta work.
man.
Go to the gym, work out, get yourself
Yeah,
together. Go
yeah.
to
Get that shadow boxing work going on. Come on, let's go to the gym.
Yeah, it's just a mess. But yeah, I think doing that will make a difference. I think that's the way, part of the way of trying to change it, not catering to the foolishness, not
Mm-mm,
telling them you're
don't cater to
beautiful and you fine when you fat. Yeah, you 350 pounds and they saying you fine. I see it all the time. Women do it all. I don't do it. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you you thick and you look good at 300 pounds. No, you fat. That's fat. That ain't healthy.
Yeah,
No.
the women will do it until they're competing. If there's a guy that both of them want, they'll do it up until
Yep.
that point where they're competing, and they won't say they can. I don't compete for no man,
But
but
they
they
do.
do it.
Yep.
It's inherent. It's natural. As soon as the
Yep.
man they both want is there,
Yep.
oh, ooh, girl, no, they do all the same stuff. It's like you lying, man. You're lying.
True. That is true. I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen in real life. That is absolutely the truth. Yeah, but so yeah, and like I say, I know that I'm a woman and I know how women think. I've been around them. I seen them talk about it. I see what they say. So that's why I say it's this isn't all this is not new. It's just on social media.
Hmm.
This stuff has been going on.
It's
Women
been
been
going on.
they've been dogging good men and treating good men bad, and then when the man finally realizes and leave them, they pissed off about it and bashing him. Like this, the nature of this is not new. They just it's just been exposed on social media. That's it. But this is how women have always talked. The ones
Mhm.
who think like that. So it's not really shocking to me. It's just interesting to see them expose themselves.
Yeah, constantly. I mean, day in and day out, constantly. And it's, I mean, it's for, I mean, good entertainment. I mean, but when you think about it, when you actually sit back and think about it, it's sad, man.
It is.
It's sad. Like women will get on. The one lady was on bragging about being 8 for 8,
What's that?
eight kids for 8 men, bragging about it. I got 8 kids for 8, and it's like, oh my god, man.
Hmm.
I did a compilation of the Do Better podcast. Theo Coop, he put up a compilation of the Kendra G's contestants, how many kids they had by how many alleged men they had them by, and I forgot the number, but it was something like 84 kids for like 17 men,
Mm.
or something like that, 18 men by like for like 13 women. It was like it was crazy.
Hmm.
Those numbers, that's disgusting, man. In
Right.
more ways than one. Like physically, that's disgusting, and it's
Right.
disgusting for like who's taking care of these kids.
Hmm.
Think all of the broken spirits and the crushed hearts and the different thought process these kids gonna grow up with
Hmm.
because of the situation that they in, and then that's exponentially going to get worse as time goes on.
Yeah, because they'll grow up and probably perpetuate the same thing. Like we've seen from when we were growing up, we see single mothers, birth, daughters who become single mothers. I mean, we see it in our own families, like family members and stuff. I see it. So it is what it. But they don't see it. They still don't see anything wrong with it.
They
But
don't see nothing wrong with it. Man, I don't even want to get political, but I think if they need those safety nets taken away,
right,
a lot of those safety nets need to be pulled so people start acting right. Like we're not going to help you. You
right.
you made all those decisions for yourself. We're not going to help you. Now you're a burden.
Well, look, a lot of them are crying because TikTok might be banned.
Yeah, and they worried about that more. Yeah,
Yeah, because so it's. I mean, yeah, but that's a good point, and people have said that. Then I don't know. It's something has got to give. Like it's 2025. You can't. I don't understand. You don't want to listen to anything. Nobody can correct you, tell you anything, but you're still struggling and crying on social media about how hard your life is. But you don't see the common denominator. You don't see that the common problem is you and you don't
yeah,
want to do anything differently until it's till your 3, 4 baby daddy's in, and now you want somebody to come and rescue you. Nah, nah.
yeah. I'm gonna address something. I saw something. Men are I think it's having these children too, or making these children too. I don't know
Mm.
what the bidding is from Miss Classy in the chat. That's true, man. This life isn't equal for men and women. One man can impregnate 10 women in the same day if he wants to. But a woman, once she gets pregnant, she can't have another baby for what, another 12 months or so, depending on the delivery, the 40 weeks or whatever like that. If I'm a woman and I know that my body has to bear the burden of childbirth for somebody, and I know that person has no investment in me, I'm obliged to protect myself from that burden. The guy can go. If I get pregnant, even if I don't keep it, my body still goes through that physical change.
Sure does.
So the burden, the bulk of the burden, and I know a lot of women hate when I say this, the bulk of the burden is on the woman because you have to protect yourself.
Yep.
The guy has to protect himself financially and from like STDs or anything like that. But when the woman gets pregnant, then the bulk of the burden is on her, plus the other stuff. She still has to worry about the financials because she has the baby to take care of, and she can still get contracted all types of other stuff. So she can have like 3 different things going on. Like, it's just on the women.
Yeah, and that's why I say women are the ones who have to make the most of the changes because, and I say that, and I have to say that I'm not absolving men, who are out there just reckless. But what we tend to see is a lot of the women absolve themselves. They don't have any accountability. They just keep saying something like what Miss Classy said, men are birthing these children too. But if it's your body, your choice, you have the right to not give this man your body, like you said, without any commitment or anything. So it's your body. You are in control of who you give your body to. If somebody take that away from you, then that's illegal. That's
Totally
that's
different.
what that is.
Totally different. Yeah.
If you're sitting here saying, you're not requiring much from a man, you're just out here to have fun because that's what it tends to be. Oh, I'm out here trying to get to the D. You want a man, you want sex, you just out here and you don't care how you go about getting it. You're not requiring anything from the man. You're not saying, hey, I'm not going to do this unless I'm married, unless there's a commitment, unless, I know what type of man you are. And
Yeah.
oftentimes women make that mistake, but then there's no accountability on their part. Just go throw it on a man. Well, he's doing it too. Well, so are you. And
Yeah.
it's your body. It's not you're allowing him to do this to you. You don't so you are every bit as accountable to what he's doing. Both of y'all are accountable. Yeah, it takes two. So both of
Mhm.
y'all are should be held accountable. But like you said, at the end of the day, I have children. I know the process of having babies. Man, you don't just go and do that for anybody because like
Mhm.
your body you don't know what happened. You don't know what could happen. People have died during childbirth. It's a lot that could go on. So you got to make sure that you're giving your body and especially a child to somebody who's worth it. Somebody who wants that and is there for you because they're not just going to be there for you after you had a child. They should already be there for you before this. You should already know who this person is and vet them, and it should be your husband in my opinion. And even I prefer getting married, but even somebody that you're committed to and they're committed to you and y'all are in a long-term relationship before you just go out and make a baby with a random person. These women are making babies with dudes they barely know. They're having
Mhm.
babies with dudes they know who are not family oriented men. These men aren't trying to be family men. They're out here slinging that thing to everybody, and you know that, but that's who you're attracted to. So a lot of them want babies with these guys. As much as women talk about a man trapping a woman, these women try to trap these men with babies too. So
Yeah.
it happens on. It takes two. That's all I'm gonna say. So
I don't believe in trapping. I don't believe any person can trap somebody because you willingly there. Both parties is willingly there. So I
right,
mean that's you. That's like I don't even know an analogy for that, but we mixing all the ingredients together and we putting
right,
it in the oven and hoping the cake don't come out. Like we both did that. I
right.
supplied the dry ingredients, wet ingredients, and
Boom.
so I don't believe in that trapping thing. Oh, she trapped me. No, she didn't. She lied to me. She told me she was on birth control.
Right.
Hey, you
Well,
still did it, fam.
a man should be responsible for strapping up or making sure that you ain't making no baby with this person that
Yeah.
you don't want to be with.
Yeah, you did it, bro. You went to the end. You went all the way through the process. You know what happens at the end of that process.
Exactly.
You
So
just roll that dice.
accountability on both sides. But
Hmm.
I think women are the ones who try to remove themselves from it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Yes, the man should be responsible for throwing that thing all over the place and making babies randomly and not willing to take care of them. But
Hmm.
to me, if the women say, nope, I'm not giving you sex until there's a commitment. If you want to be with me, you got to show me something. You got to commit to me. I'm not just doing this because I don't want to end up with a baby that I'm going to be mostly responsible for. I think women have the power in doing that. And if they did that, you probably, it would either force the men to say, now she's a good woman or whatever, I'm gonna commit to her because she won't allow nothing else.
Hmm.
Sex is too easy for a lot of these the men who these women are attracted to. It's open. They ready to give their bodies to them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Easy.
Oh yeah.
Why
Like
would
it,
you commit then? If
for,
you
for
go ahead.
sorry, for the young ladies, man, I would say like this is like my daughter's 12. I'm gonna let her know. Pay attention. Don't pay attention to what he says. Pay attention to what he does.
Yes. Yep.
Is that man like the small things? Is he opening the doors for you? How does he talk to you when he's tired? How does he talk to you when he's angry? How does he address other people? You know, does he look other people in the eyes? What do his peers think about him? You know, is he constantly trying to learn things? Is he improving himself physically?
Mhm.
How does he present himself? The way he dresses. You know, is he comfortable with going out in his pajamas with some Crocs on and stuff like that? You
Mhm.
know, it's how long does he go without getting his hair cut or styled, whatever he does? Like you got
Mhm.
to look at all those things, and that's what shows you what type of character this person has. You
Mhm.
know, do they take care of their own personal belongings? When they
Right.
come home, do they throw their shoes over in the corner and they just let them? It's all that little small stuff to let you know the type of person that someone is. You
Mhm.
know, how clean is their place? How clean is their car? It's so many different things that the
Mhm.
women can look at to say this is the type of man I want to be with. Women need to vet these men better.
Mhm.
And I'm always saying men, we need to improve on ourselves, but women need to vet these men better. You need to have gone through something with a man before you commit to him. You need to make sure he has a commitment to you before you allow him access not just to your body but to your womb. That's just
Yeah.
what I say.
Yeah. I think that's solid advice, but a lot of times they don't even get to that point because it already done busted open. Y'all done already did it. Y'all, it's too quick. Everybody moving too fast. People don't really get the time. They don't put in the time to really vet each other. They're just having sex. That's really the issue. Nobody wants to wait. Everybody got needs. Everybody want to jump into the bed. And then y'all creating these broken homes and then wondering why you can't find a stable relationship.
Mhm.
That's why I say everybody is too anxious. Sex is everybody like it, of course, we're humans. But everybody's rushing too fast, in my opinion. It's too quick, and then you're jumping into something and you're creating something that you're not really prepared to deal with. And then with the wrong people, everybody's jumping in to that too quickly. That's all it's about. Getting to the bag and getting to the D. That's what the women say.
Yeah.
And the lady said, I wasn't worried about all the rest of that. I was just trying to get to the D. And then now I didn't want a baby. Well, why didn't you protect yourself? Why are you out here then if you didn't want a baby and now he don't want you? And now
Hmm.
you're complaining about it. Like, come on, there was no vetting in that whatsoever. Neither one of them were responsible. Both of them
Hmm.
were irresponsible.
Yeah.
You got an irresponsible outcome. So
Yeah,
why
I get
complain?
it.
You
Yeah,
made
I just got to make sure I take care of mine and teach them how to vet properly, and hopefully they make the right decisions
right.
in their life. So, and
Yep.
I try to as much as we can inform the younger generation. Hey, man, don't that's not the right choice. You shouldn't be doing that, regardless of ethnicity or background, anything like that. I'm always telling them like, hey, that's not the right move you should make.
Right.
Because
Right.
it's a community. It's not just. I mean, I know we're a black community, but it's
Mhm.
a community. We all living on this planet together. So the people you
Exactly.
live in close proximity to, the more they can understand to you and relate to you, then the better the community is going to be.
Exactly. I
So
agree.
yeah,
Well, listen, I appreciate you coming up. Good conversation. I appreciate you coming
yeah.
up
Thanks for having me, Didi.
today. Make sure you definitely stay tuned and
Will do
welcome.
always.
You're welcome to come up anytime I'm up here. I appreciate you.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
You're welcome. You too. That was good. That was a good conversation. I mean, he no lies detected, child. He told the truth, and I think more people need to hear it because it's the truth. um, is it Jose Curry? I hope I'm saying it right. DeeDee, make these brothers camera up. Callers should only get 5 minutes. Loving your content, sis. Thank you so much. I appreciate you for the super chat. Elim says, salute to you and your family, Miss DeeDee. Too many simps are ruining it for my 15 and 17-year-old that are looking for their wives. It's really sad, the stories they tell me. Yeah, it is crazy, Elam. And that's the thing I say too. I'm concerned about my sons. My sons and my daughters, like, will they, they want to get married. My sons already, and my daughters, that's just a normal thing. Marriage is going to be a part of their life, but who are they going to marry? Like, what type of women are going to be out here? You know what I'm saying? So I'm concerned about that as well. But hopefully there are like-minded parents out there who are teaching their sons and their daughters about marriage and what they should look for, and be more realistic about it, as opposed to this superficial thing that's running rampant on social media. Hopefully there are some others out there, with the same core values that we have, and hopefully they can find somebody. But, I say this before. Thank you, Elam, for the super chat. I would not be surprised. I said this before, and I don't know, how people feel about it, but already I would love to have, my sons marry black women, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's not, because already they're being encountered with other races of women. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I can't choose that. That's up to them, but I would love to have, them marry black women, but already it's a different scene. It's not like when we were coming up, it's already different, because, that's all I'll say on that. But yeah, it's up to them. All right, y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me, y'all. Thank y'all so much for everybody who supports the channel. I appreciate everybody who gave super chats or cash apps, everybody who chimed in, everybody who likes the streams and like the videos. I appreciate you guys for joining me, giving your thoughts and commentary on the topics. I appreciate y'all so much. Make sure you guys are continuously watching the videos that are already posted on the channel. I appreciate you for doing that. Go over, give it a like, give it a comment. Let me know your thoughts on the content. Also, if you haven't subscribed to the channel and you like the content, hit that subscribe button. It is free to subscribe, like, and share the videos as well. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, y'all. Thank y'all once again for being here. I appreciate you guys so much. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all evening. Y'all be safe out here in these streets, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye. Mwah. See y'all later. Bye.